Guys, Marco, uh, Steve, okay, Pete, where's everybody? Anybody? I guess not. Here we are.
All right. Well, we got intros, bro. We got intros. All right, that was a good one, Corbin.
That was good.
So we got a mystery guest today who isn't here. Well, what's going on down there?
There.
Yeah, Steve. Good to see you. So we got 2 DC homers. Obviously, we're gonna cover a couple stuff. We got a bunch of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. We got a tier list, of course, but that's gonna be on.
Yeah, we're gonna do a whole different order this week.
For news, we're gonna start off with shop talk. We'll start off with a little bit of shop talk here. We got a bunch of other stuff going on, but let's say hi to the people in the chat that got here early. Hey, Eric, good to see you. Eric's got a new show going off called Melcasting with Mel, kind of what Pete used to do on the TV, where you should go ask him if you do that show, because Pete always keeps asking me if I want to cast, and I don't know any actors.
Oh,
I really don't know anybody's names.
I used to do it when I was doing the old wizard. I was going through all the old wizards.
Yeah.
What are you doing this for?
I don't know, because you sound weird, like you're in a tunnel.
Yeah, dancing.
Do I need to do it this way?
No, I don't think that mic's on, bro. All right, next up, Mark.
Let me double check it then.
You're
right. It is the wrong mic.
Sticks, what's up? BK.
There you go.
Just time for Marvin. Not this week, sir. If you're not this week, no, sir, not this week. No, sir. Kenneth, good to see you, sir. Wait, what was Kenneth's name last week? It wasn't Kenneth, was it? All right, Steve, good to see you too. Oh wait, there's Horde.
Well, of course, I go upstairs just to get some water, and there's just
we're alive.
A crisis.
Okay,
the blue screen of death.
We're live.
Oh man.
Oh, screen of death. Oh, that's too bad.
Oh boy.
All right, so let's you know what we're gonna BK thinks I will be apologizing for Moon Knight, and we'll get to that after. We're gonna start off a little bit of shop talk first, though, like the LCS stuff. Then we're gonna get into a little bit of ranking because Corbin has to go early today. Then we'll get into some news, including Moonlight reviews, top 5 comics that we've been doing. What's like 5 in 5 minutes, and then a couple. Steve, do we have something to open today too? A little pack of something. Forgot to ask you.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a card pack to open too, which will be pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And forgotten first.
Real quickly, Pete, I gotta hate you because I don't know why, but I'm buying this book now, and it's because you remember all those times you kept asking me, because Pete used to do toys. He should get back to doing it, but he would do toys all the time. And he's like, any suggestions? I give him all these suggestions, and we talk about it and go back and forth and give a couple things. He kept going, but I want to do crystals, and I was like, fuck crystals. But now he's got it planted in my brain. So whenever I see that stupid book in dollar bins, I buy it, and I don't know.
Yeah, there's only like 11. There's only 11 issues.
Actually, is it number 5 or something? No, 7. One of them is a good book. I think it's 5 or 7. I can tell you by the cover. Is it
8? Has the skull that Danzig used.
Yeah,
on his, album covers.
That he copied it, so it's 8.
Yeah, it's straight off that cover. I think
it's 8. In this awesome Marvel series, Chris Star, Crystal Warrior, dude.
Crystal Warrior.
That looks like a really nice copy.
Yeah, this was. Yeah, I got. Obviously, I got into somebody's collection. Like somebody had just bought a new collection, and while they were digging, I don't know what Smith's last.
Usually, when I see Chris Star, it's like very good.
No, I get it. I get it in good mint condition. So that person took care of it. I want to talk about another book though, too, real quickly. Something else that I was got thrown. Daggett Comics. We talk about it a lot. So Daggett was throwing this book at me and was like, you might want to talk about it. But I know a lot of people are going after Grimm because of the Frisons and stuff yesterday. But make sure if you're doing that, Jay Scott has this variant.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously there's a ton of it. This is Alice Ever After, right, Steve?
Yep.
Yeah, Alice Ever After. The back part of it is what at best, Steve? You call it a preview, right? Like it's got.
I don't know because I tried reordering after the fact, like 4 copies. I haven't got them, so
yeah, I can open it up real quickly. Give me a second. I don't want to put my greasy Greek hands on these things before.
I got my copy over here.
But Grimm is a for all the hype and everything, I really enjoyed it.
It was a 50-50 hype on it, though. You like some people, if you knew, you knew. If you didn't, you kind of got lost on it. So there it is. There's the Grim page. It's got like 5 pages in the back of this thing. As I'm breaking this one, don't worry. Got a couple 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tells you the first preview part of the story. I think we had a discussion of what it would be. A lot of us agree that it would be considered a preview and not a first appearance. But
Yes, yeah.
You know how the internet web goes. As soon as that comes out, somebody's going to say it's a first appearance, or an app or something's going to ding. Make sure you have them ready to go and ready to sell by then.
Savage Dragon, what, like 105 that has the Invincible preview in it?
Yeah, same type of thing. That's what it came down to us. Was the Savage? That was the example used for all arguments dealing with this book. Savage.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. I think that's right, though. Right? Is that what you guys agree on it? Preview?
Yeah,
Steve.
I would say
preview.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, Strange Academy had the same thing, and it was in like a dozen books of Marvel that month that it came
Right,
out.
and I also think about there's the Masters of the Universe for Invincible, right?
Hey, Joe.
And there's a couple.
Oh wow,
That's a new pick for Joe.
See, no, last week my last name was included. I changed it. All right. Obi. Speaking of Obi had an interesting case at the stores or the online stores. One that we have heard before. What's up, Obi? And what's up, Joe? Hey, his deal was with Midtown, where at Midtown he had ordered. Let's say I'm not going to say what he ordered. Let's say he ordered 10 books and they were all on the discount because they have the XYZ
at a sale.
And it was a sale. So they sent him let's say they forgot to send him 2 books. So our man Obi written back and said, "Hey, yo, too short, bro." And they said, "Cool, bro. Well, if you want those books, order some more and then we'll send them out. We won't just send you those 2 books." And I'm like, he's like, "Have you ever heard of it?" I was like, "Yeah, I've heard a lot of weird shit coming out of Midtown, including Steve, what are they debating grades now? Like near mints and sending you fines sometimes?" And
Yeah. It was a couple weeks ago. I feel like I've emailed them twice this year. And I know the most recent one was about condition and near mint, where it was clearly not near mint, like not nitpicking, but I guess the photos I took weren't. I think I even sent them 2 set after the first set of photos. They said, "Yeah, we can't see anything." And to be honest, I think they were right. They weren't my best photos. And then I took a second set and was more studious about it or technical. And they still were like, "No, we don't." That's
we don't care.
And I'm just like, yeah, I don't care enough to fight.
Yeah, I don't care enough either. But I've heard the thing about it was 20 books and they didn't include 3. Sorry, I didn't. Obi wants to give you all the details. There's 20 books there. They didn't include 3. Comic Exposure has similar horror stories too. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah. Comic Exposure is a mess. All right, but that's how it goes sometimes. So, what else went on today? I went into the one comic book store and the manager there, she looked at me and she just went, and I went, "Yep, what was it? It's not too awesome." What do we say, Steve? Not looking very awesome.
yeah, right, yeah. Everything is not awesome.
Everything wasn't awesome. It seemed like a little bit. This is like the best is. So I bought the Scotty Young version of that Ghost Rider, and I bought 3 copies, and I don't know why. I didn't read any of them because I like it. So I was like, okay, cool. Then they came out with a Stegman in the B copy. I don't know if anybody else picked this up. If you guys picked this up, let me know. I went out to go. This is the cover, right?
Yeah.
The fucking book, besides shit paper, it looked. Maybe I should go get it. It's got indentions here where the cross line is. Indentions here. It looks like they fucking like the old days of newsstand. It looks like it came out of the double rack newsstand. You know the double one where you had the double pullover. It looks like it came out that shit, and it was every copy, and it wasn't just there. It was at. I only got to 3 stores today, and it was at every one. It looked the exact fucking same, and I'm like, what the shit happened to that book? So I don't know. Steve, what'd you think of Black Panther today?
Black Panther. I feel like I got my money's worth because is it, a $3.99 issue?
It's a nice
and I got 2 panels of Tosin. So
I didn't even see him in there. What?
I got $1.99 a panel. Whereas that issue number 3, I think, had a higher cover price. And so there was a lot more Tosin. So I can understand that they're trying to be very economical. And, it's like price per Tosin panel.
Oh,
You know,
Mm.
so yeah.
dude, I don't know, man. First off, there's 3 stories in 3, so I guess, but I couldn't even. Where was he in? Where was he in the book? He wasn't
It was
directly
like
in
a
the
Where's
story.
Waldo. He was.
Oh, was he in the fighting
he's
image in
a
the
member
background?
of the Wakandan Parliament. So there's the shot of the Wakandan Parliament,
Okay, yeah.
and then there's that panel right after that where
The fight
Shuri
scene.
says something, and isn't she giving him like the side eye, or he's giving her the side eye? Like, what?
I can't remember.
What you
Stink eye?
talking about? What you talking about,
Evil
Shuri?
eye.
Or something like that, you know?
Mm.
Can I ask you a question on this? Because I know you read, Steve. I know you sell. And,
Yeah.
you know, me and you have a lot in common and we talk a very lot, but I don't think I've asked you this question in all the times we talk. Do you think he is maybe not the next Black Panther, that maybe he's the next villain?
Yeah, actually, because
What are we laughing at? Is there a comment there that
story
No,
they're
I'm just,
dealing with a
Well, you said that. That was funny.
what was that?
you know,
Okay,
the
go ahead.
way the story's going, someone
we sure he's the
discovered
next
stellar
anything?
sleeper
Well, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Hold on. Go ahead, Steve. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
No,
Sorry.
and yeah, I mean he could be behind this, and yeah, I don't think it's necessarily, you know, he's the next hero. I mean we've already had the bait and switch, right, of the solicitation, which said, you know, find out more about, you know, Tosin, and we find out that he sits next to Shuri in the Wakandan Parliament. So
Right.
well,
Well, also too, so for those that aren't reading it and just bought books, and in full disclosure, I got the ratio variant and have already sold it. Okay.
yeah.
And I've got I think 1 copy left, and I've got 2 reprints left. Okay, so like that, I'm going to be honest of where I am with this character, and I'm not giving you advice on what to do, but if you are reading the book, which Steve and me read series that we buy, they're supposed to be. They have already checked 3 people out to see who the traitor. There's a traitor in Wakanda.
Yeah,
they've checked 3 people out already. It isn't our man, the original Black Panther, T'Challa. Sorry, it is not Shuri. And it's, well, they didn't check Shuri. They checked or his girlfriend, his baby, his hookup chick, right? What's her name? Orlella.
No, well, yeah, no, that was like his one of his sleeper agent.
Yeah,
I can't remember the whole thing, but yeah,
they flirt back and forth.
I know who you're talking.
Come
about.
on, they flirt back and forth, and she gets like a Black Panther stuff too. So I mean, whatever you want to call it.
But
they like in the chat
a
what I
lot
call
of Storm in the
it.
series too.
Yeah, there's been some story. Oh, they've been that's Baby Mama. Yeah, she's been in the series too. And then they kind of hinted that it's also not the security chief. So those are the 3 main people that they've already kind of cleared, even though security chief is now fighting the hookup chick, not the baby mama. Remember, Storm is his like hook. That's like his wife, right? Like the secret agent's his side chick. So it's not the side chick because Shuri frees them. Now Shuri's on the run with them too, so it's not her, and it's not. So somebody has to be it. And the storyline behind Tosin, how do you say his name, Steve?
Tosin, but you could also, I think, take Robitussin and
rub some Tussin on it.
Drop the robot. I love it.
The thing with Tussin is like he saw the battle. He says both sides, both Killmonger and T'Challa are wrong, and he's going to make it the true. Right. You know, when you say the real, the First Order, the true Empire, the true Wakanda, you know it's bad. You know that means dictatorship. So I just thought that's maybe everybody's hyping it. Maybe people who, I hate to say it, but I have a feeling a lot of people don't read comics, believe it or not. I think they just
I mean, besides all the hype, I mean, it's been a pretty good story. I mean, John Ridley, I think he's doing a better job with this than he did on Batman, or that he's doing. I don't know if he's still doing Batman, but yeah, I mean, it's an interesting story and you know, analysis and just, you know, prompts discussion about, you know, democracy and monarchies and, you know, things like that.
And and dictatorships too. That's where it comes into. Right. You can see it's going to be a dictatorship. So like, or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just saying. So are you? Well, because I really do think he's going to be the villain. Like I think he's going to be the side villain who tries to be a dictator, and that's going to be like.
And then maybe he'll be a good guy again, or for the first time, or something.
Yeah, because I mean, even the setup, like all of a sudden the staff was there and he knew it and whatever. All right, good. I'm glad your opinions and mine aren't the same, and that I think he's garbage, but that's all right. All right. What else happened? What else happened at the stores today? Anything? Did we say anything? There's a couple big books talking to 5 and 5, but
listen, books like picked up from the stores.
Yeah, go ahead. What'd you got?
Oh,
Yeah.
This came out last week actually, but Batman Beyond Neo Year. This is spills out of Batman Urban Legends #7. Let me remember the creative team on this. I just had it in my head. It's Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing as the writers, but I think the key thing for me is the art by Max Dunbar. It is beautiful. This is picking up right after the animated series, so the one that ran from 99 to 2001. This is set right. I guess Terry's been Batman Beyond for a couple of years now, and Bruce is murdered. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like the kickoff to this series. It's a limited series. It's only 6 issues. Well, I didn't like the kickoff from Urban Legends because it just starts off with Terry having been Batman for an undetermined amount of time. He comes into the Batcave, finds it in shambles, and Bruce dying. Wasn't a fan. The Captain Planet. Anyway, but the way this series starts off now, we're in a Gotham that is spilling off of that, which this is my childhood. I was 5, 6 years old when this came out. And so, you're seeing a Gotham that is somehow even more jaded than before, even with Batman at the helm. Barbara Gordon is still commissioner, but she's actually about to retire. She's done with it. She already lost her husband, and there's a new villain on the scene. And so that's where this first one lets off. Only book I really picked up. I'm reassessing now the books I'll be moving forward with. So this was an off week last week. And this week's presumably is the week I go and make that official change. But I highly recommend this. Love the artwork. It does show a little bit of a knock on DC, unfortunately, because it's the second Batman Beyond book that's come out in as many weeks. Remember, we already had Batman Beyond the White Knight already come out. So DC and the Batman just proliferation is a little too much. But I got to say, both were high-quality books. The artwork was great. The story was great. So that's what I picked up. That's my shop pickup of the week.
Did anybody read that Sandman book? I know we're going to talk about it later, and Pete has a special one behind him. Did anybody, including chat, did anybody actually read that book, Sandman Nightmare or whatever?
Not yet, because I don't want to read this copy. I don't want to mess up the foil.
Batman Beyond, yeah. Besides the print, which is it really a sniff? I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
The only thing before my nap, so that I could actually be up even for the start of the show. I read Flashpoint Beyond #0, which is kind of a combination of Flashpoint and Doomsday Clock.
Right.
And I have to say, story was decent. The art was crappy. I think it was what's his name? Rizzo. Is it
Eduardo Rizzo?
Yeah, Eduardo Rizzo. Like, usually when John's does a story, it's a good artist. It's like a Fabok or Frank or someone.
A unique style. It is,
and Rizzo Rizzo puts Rizzo on, I think, every single page he does, which is extra annoying. Like, yeah, maybe if you were Gary Frank or something, or Adam Hughes or something, you do that. But like, I don't need to see his big ass signature on every single page. Maybe he was worried he wasn't going to get the whole book, but and that he wanted to be credited for the pages he did or something. It was really weird, but I don't know. That kind of read it. Oh yeah. I read the other books. I definitely read the other books, but
makes sense if you haven't read.
So you're saying Rizzo is no Rob Liefeld, so he shouldn't be homage.
Oh, yeah.
Manner.
So this is coming up. This is coming up on the FOC. For some reason, we're getting 2 things that we don't need: homage to fucking an homage to Liefeld. And fucking John. What did Liefeld have to do with John fucking Carter? Am I missing something?
Nothing.
So why is these motherfuckers doing
because
covers?
The artist, I know, because the artist who drew them worked for Liefeld.
Yeah, but why? Okay.
So it's a little bit of that carryover.
Yeah,
an homage, if you will.
Yeah,
put that back up.
Thank you, Rob.
Put it back up. Put it back up. Put it back up. I want to see something.
Wrong thing. Nothing. This.
It kind of doesn't really draw feet either. All right, good shit. There you go. He kind of put a boot down there for one.
Yeah. The other one was the New Mutants '87. I forget what book it was for though.
Yeah,
but it was also not good.
Well, that you can pre-order that if you want. That's the Q
But it's
cover.
not
I
actually
don't.
Liefeld doing the art, right?
No. It's
No.
it's the homage. It's like
Yeah,
his
it's
protege doing
after
it. Yeah.
Rob.
It's called the Rob Liefeld homage cover for a series that he for John. He didn't do that series though. Like,
he didn't do it. Yeah,
there's
he did
no
nothing.
fucking link. And it isn't coming out on Dynamite. What has he done for Dynamite?
No, nothing that I can think
What
of.
I heard he co-created. I heard he co-created John Carter.
Yeah, they made it popular too. And if they let him be a producer on the movie, it would have done better. I actually like that movie, by the way.
It was a good movie. I don't care what
movie.
anybody says.
Yeah, I don't care what it is. Yeah. Oh no. Hey, listen. My hatred towards Robbie Boy is well documented. BK. That is something that he's some type of thing.
What about the donut book? Do you want to talk about the donut
Oh
book?
yeah, let's talk about the donut book.
I don't have a
Eric,
good picture of
Eric, make sure you
just
follow
the
Eric.
donut
Good
book.
pickup. Did you hear? Oh, Steve's about to have an aneurysm on this one. He hates. Yeah, but you know what the donut book is? This piece of junk. The bad idea. I was trying to talk about this last week, and Pete refused. He goes, I hate it. And I said, I know it's garbage, but you know it's going to be a pump and dump. Like, what was this?
This is this week. This is what you can see April 12th. This is this week. It's about $100, $110.
It came out last weekend, didn't it?
Yeah. And that's when it was these best offers on $400, $500, $800. Like, imagine being those people right now.
Oh, you're loving life. Oh, the people that bought it? Yeah, you're
people know the people that who bought it. Like, why did I spend $400 on?
It was not even a week though. You said it's a week. It's not even a week. It's 3 days.
Not even a week. Yeah, that's April 9th through the 12th.
12. Okay, through the 12th. Yeah, so 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 3 days.
Yeah, there were 20 copies sold when I looked at it earlier today, and there's like 20 copies listed.
When do you think he gets fired? You know, like he got fired from Valiant. Well, this is what's his name?
It's Dinesh. Yeah, I believe he's owner. He's like a co-owner.
Yeah, but he was part owner of Valiant. He had part ownership in the Valiant properties too, and they sure got rid of him, or he sold it to a Chinese company. But you know, they can get rid of him from anywhere. I think. I mean, when does this thing stop? I guess. When do people get wise enough?
I think they're people who have, too much money, and they're just having fun.
They're going to do it again.
No, they are not, dude. If you see the people buy. Steve, if you see the people buying these things, they are not people who have too much money. Because I see them.
Oh no! I'm saying the people that own.
Dinesh. Yeah, I think it's always been a shit on. And no, I'm not. I mean, look, man, I was known as I was selling Valiant because I knew he was good. I mean, he's really good at shilling stuff. So, hell yeah, man, I was like every time he had a tweet, I was throwing out books when people weren't buying it. I was, and I made a lot of money off of them. I'm just saying, like, this is going to.
I mean, I'd probably do the same thing if I had a comic book company. It would just be like
you'd sell donuts.
It would be called Worst Idea. And I just totally troll the whole industry.
I saw what Stick said. Yeah. No, I'm just saying. By the way, what's over? I don't think we said hi earlier to you and Eric. Hey, what's going on? I'm just saying, like, we already talked about Liefeld, who's kind of a scumbag. Not kind of, he is. And then this guy who, like, I get it. Like, you got tons of money. You've always been rich. And, like, you just came into the industry to kind of fuck around with people. Like, I get it. But you're kind of a douchebag, right? Like, I mean, there's a special place for you eventually. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not interested in any of that stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I mean, I get it. He's rich. I get it. You're rich and you can swindle people. I understand that, dude. I get what you're doing. You're playing to the worst type of people in the industry, and you're trying to, like, don't worry about it. Collect these pins. They're worth. And by the way, a lot of the stuff that he does too, like even when he's coming out with those first books, like he's like, oh, you can, he did the thing with Jesse where whatever your opinion on Jesse James is, it was shit. He's like, oh well, I'm gonna make an example out of him for selling it online. When his buddy, and a guy who I actually do respect, Christian, and I'm not gonna say what his last name is, so you can figure out yourself, was out there selling on his. He had just as big of a network selling those books too, and he never 86'd him, didn't get rid of him, knew what was going on, actually promoted his sale. So, like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, when you're friends with you, it's cool, but when it's not, it's not. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I just never really liked
obviously.
Just like a grand experiment in consumer behavior and psychology, and unfortunately, yeah, I mean, it plays to the worst instincts of the industry and buyers and sellers and everything.
Yeah.
But do you think, I have a feeling he more went in after the Valiant experience and was like, hey, you want to watch, guys, listen listen to what we can do. Listen to how dumb these people are. There's a group of people out there who are so stupid that if we tell them stuff is limited print run or second prints, even though we stop the printing or we do a gimmick thing, we can milk them like Beanie Babies. And these people are already financially in trouble. It's okay, but we'll just keep milking the shit out of them. I mean, he's not a stupid man by any. If you've ever talked to him, you know he's not dumb. He knows what he's doing.
No, yeah, exactly.
Well, he can sell you invisible comic books in empty slabs, and people will buy them.
Eric, I don't know if it. I think there's a point where like there's dumb people, and then you're taking advantage of people who maybe. That's a fine line, Eric. Like I mean, it's a fine line. I don't mind taking care of dumb people who are like scammers and everything else. Like I get that. There's some people who sometimes maybe hope is a little bit lost on them. Maybe it isn't all upstairs on what they're doing. You know what I mean? And they can't.
And then there's the good old fashioned obsessive compulsives who just
there is. That actually have problems, and that's what he's taking advantage of.
Like I gotta have that. Like,
yeah, Joe, that's what it is. There's fine between a good promoter and a grifter, and he's in the grifter portion of it now more than he is of the good promoter. Thank you, Joe, for putting it that way. Joe, man, Joe saves me every time with whatever I'm trying to say. I should just stop and put up his comment. This is what Marco really means, and he saves me from what I'm saying. All right. And what other type of stuff do we have? Anything else exciting coming out? Oh, you know what? There is a little bit interesting news about there's another company going to switch over, fully switch over, Steve?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, fully switch over to Penguin Random House. So if you're looking for IDW books, you might not be able to get them anymore through Diamond.
Well, you can get them through Diamond. And what'll happen is just like now, you can get Marvel through Diamond, but instead of when you go to the drop down, you don't go to Marvel anymore. You go to PRH-Marvel. You'll do the same thing for IDW. PRH, Penguin Random House IDW. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the big points was he's like, you love those G.I. Joe books, just double check because you might have to reorder. It was funny. So I went back to look at go ahead.
Yeah, I think what they put out was a notice that Diamond put out a notice that they canceled all the IDW orders and that you have to reorder them with Diamond if you want them, because they're not coming through Diamond directly. They're coming through Penguin Random House. I'm
going through Random House anyways. I know some people were saying they had problems with I've never had problems with shipment with Random House, so I'm okay with that. Actually I have more problem with Diamond stuff than not. But then I went back to look up the RIs just to double check to make sure I want to reorder them. This is the RI for fucking 3. I don't care what you guys do about this book, but if you think this book isn't awesome, then like there's something wrong with you, because this is the greatest art I've ever seen.
Saturday morning cartoon?
Yeah, right here, dude. Look at this. This is the RI, dude. How sweet is that? Fuck, you got Shipwreck in the background. Dude's rocking out
and the parrot.
Yeah, and the parrot screaming. You got all the girls to the right as the backup band.
Is this Royal who did the cover? Royle?
It might be. We can look it up probably.
Because it has a J. Scott Campbell feel to me, and I know
it might be because it says RR. It says RR in the if you look at the top of the guitar, the signature is right there at the top of the guitar on the right.
Yeah, but there's also another signature right below that R. Okay. So, let me see. Let me see. But anyway, I think Royal, Ryole, whether he did this cover or not, I think he's one of the sort of undiscovered gems out there. I mean, he does the best J. Scott Campbell aside from J. Scott Campbell. Anywhere. And he does a lot of IDW variants.
Very true.
BK, get out of here with that junk. yeah, dude. So that's 3. So if you guys haven't gotten your RI3, try to get those before they go out.
And I like Josie and the Pussycats in the background.
Right? Isn't that great? The Scarlet? Yeah. And then 4. Where did I do with 4? So the last one, the one where they actually do transfer it over, and if you had an order through Diamond, you have to reorder it now, is 4. And 4 looks like this. Actually, it's a bunch of Duke covers, but this one actually has Snake Eyes in it. So not the best RI for the end, but Maybe they'll tighten it up a little bit. What the hell's
Yeah.
happened to dude? Like, why are you? What is this? Like, what?
The angle is weird. Yeah,
that's a weird one,
the breastbone shoved out.
Yeah, it's a
I'm gonna
lipo
shoot
pose.
you, shutting out. Yeah, very.
Yeah, you go. Look at your
BK,
ass.
BK all on it. BK all on it. No feet. Look, 1 foot. And no.
Both partially obscured by rocks too.
Yeah.
Hide him by the rocks.
Yeah, that is
That's
because
the
it's such a.
All right. Because we've got DC based tier list, we are going to swing through it real quickly, and then after that, we'll get to 5 comics in 5 minutes. Talk about some big sales this week and some new sales, that type of thing.
Yeah, we'll get to the news eventually.
Review. All right, but let's get into real quickly. Let's get into yeah, that's a huge ad word. I know. I don't know what's going on with that cover. I'm still buying it. Who cares?
Wait, what are we
All
doing
right.
next? What are we doing?
So
first?
let's do the tier list real quickly so we can go through tier and rank our TV show.
All right, I'm gonna hit the thing so I can get set up.
It's also unfortunate Corbin's not going to be able to stay because we're going to do something called Nerd Libs based off of
Oh
Mad Libs
no!
this week. Yeah, so it should be pretty fun.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh man, I'm at the tune. I'm sorry. That was dope music. Also, all the time, new stuff every time, y'all. New stuff every time. Oh wow, Double J. That's not true. DC has so many good things.
All right, no, they don't. But I still a lot more people are reading it. Oh, shoot, I still haven't. Speaking of Liefeld, I still haven't reviewed this yet. All right,
So, both pages of it.
Next up, Cinderblock. Cinderblock. I don't. What? Who's Cinderblock? Somebody fill me in on Cinderblock.
I have no idea.
Teen Titans.
Cinderblock from Teen Titans.
Okay.
One of the first. Well, I can't even say this. He's made of concrete, right? We obviously know that. One of the main villains in San Francisco. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like literally, he just kind of keeps reforming himself. He was only in I think his first appearance was Teen Titans number 17, but it was like volume 2.
Yes.
Yeah, and so you had like in the comics. At the time, it was Static Shock and Wonder Girl and Beast Boy who helped fight him. In the show,
This was in the late 90s, right? When he first showed up.
No, actually,
Earlier?
2000. I want to say 2 or 2003.
Oh my!
Yeah,
they
no,
came up with
Cinderblock is not
Cinderblock
a.
in 2003.
Yeah.
Trash.
No, yeah. I mean, as far as the comic was probably in the 90s. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the animated series. That was in 2003. So I hope I'm not running over you there, Marco.
Oh.
Yeah, the comic was probably in the 90s.
This was cartoon first, so the volume.
Cartoon first. Okay,
after.
so
These
then
are
it
all
came
cartoon
after.
first guys.
Oh wow, so yeah, 2003 then.
He looks like a transformer.
He does.
Yeah.
And he didn't really have. I mean, I think he was made more fun of in Teen Titans Go, where they actually made fun of the idea of like this dude's made of concrete, and that's his one definable trait. So, like, there you go. There, he is, like you said, one of those that crossed out of the animated series into the comics. And you're right, it was after Final Crisis that he was in the comics. So, yeah, humanoid. D. Bradley Baker was the voice, which shout out to him, SpongeBob and all that.
Trash.
So there you go.
Throw him in the trash.
I could go as high as D.
No.
I would give you D as well. I mean, he didn't do a whole lot. Like, there wasn't a whole lot there. In fact, he was kind of used by Deathstroke to help break out another villain in the episode that he featured in. So I think that should tell you all you need to know about good old Cinderblock.
Yeah, trash him. I think we put him right above this, right? Or in the same place. All right.
Sounds
Trash.
like the
Cinderblock over
2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we putting him? D or trash? Oh, we get a couple.
I'm saying D, but I mean, it depends on what everyone else says, obviously.
Trash. There's a lot of trash.
I don't have an argument. Wow, all caps. Wow, people feel strong.
Wonder how
long it took them to workshop. What should we call him? Cinderblock.
Yo, trash. All right.
All right, there we go. That was quick.
Just looking out the window. Chain link fence. No.
I love how Corbin gave us an 8-hour speech trying to get who it was. All right, Live Wire. Not bad.
Live Wire. I mean, come on now. Yeah, 97. I want to say Superman the Animated Series. One of the. I guess I don't look at her. She's like a tier. I
She's
think.
still around. She's like a tier C character.
Yeah,
Still
exactly.
around.
And she was in the
Yeah.
Supergirl series. She's had. I mean, come on, it's a one trick pony type thing. But I love the voice actress for her. Like,
And when they do all female, I actually think that like if they do all female after they do what they like, if they make it younger than what they're doing right now with the Superhero Girls Academy or whatever, that she could be somebody who kind of has a more predominant role. She could be fun. You know what I mean? As a villain.
Because she was fun. Even in her, I thought my favorite episode, I think it was called Double Dose. And it was how many was her and Parasite teamed up to fight Superman. And what's hilarious is that the people who did the Superman show knew good and well what they were doing. It was how many like innuendos can they sneak into this episode of a guy who feeds off of power and what she provides. And like it was so funny. Like I just watched it maybe 3 months ago or something, and I was laughing like, whoa, but it was hilarious. Yeah, she was a fun character. She was in a bunch of different fun episodes across Superman, Batman. That was a fun Batgirl, Supergirl crossover. Yeah.
Where are you guys putting her?
I would say A, but I'm okay with B too.
I'm in that BA kind of range.
A lot of people are putting her in B.
Yeah, and I'm
she
kind
was
of
good,
C.
and their voice was awesome, man.
Yeah, I remember the sort of the rise and fall. In 2015, I mean, she was so smoking hot. I remember walking into a local comic shop that has astonishing prices, and that's a pun, but that only local people get. But I remember them having Superman Adventures, 5 up on the wall with her, and I went like, how much is that? And they were like $125, and I was like, that's all right. Because for a while there, people thought she was
30 minutes, Keith. 30 minutes. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It was probably her. Like, I mean, she electrical. Okay, not water. Okay, not plastic. What are we gonna use? Like, that's kind of one trick pony in that vein. She's better as a part of a team, but she does bring that smoke.
I guess we can keep her in the B. She's BC character.
Yeah.
Not
I was
bad.
like a B plus, but I'm fine with the B.
All right, here we go. She's going A.
I mean, do we have to say anything about Harley Quinn?
I mean, is she going S or A? Which one?
I'd say A. I mean, I would say S, honestly. I mean, but honestly, no, I would say A. I didn't like the live action stuff.
I don't care what you like. Harley Quinn is the I mean, when you think animation, like...
Yeah, I mean, just from the rise of what she was a one-off character that became a cornerstone of DC's characters now, whether you like her or
Very
not.
True. I don't like her hero turn. I don't like the fact she's such an important part of the Bat family, but that's more DC editorial than anything else. So,
people like people like to stare at her boobies too. So, right, leftover.
Good voice actress for the most part.
S E plus. All right, S. That was
which
easy.
in this I think is very important. That's why Livewire got a lot of love.
Look at Harley. It's like sticks exactly. Harley Quinn sucks. She's horrible. I hate her. S tier. You can say
what she was.
Okay, these two.
I'm ready to battle.
Steve Hoard, do you have any comment on the Wonder Twins?
Right. So when I was on another channel, and they had a list for multiple weeks. I tried to get this in the top 10, their first appearance. I'm like, because I read Mark Russell's run of the Wonder Twins, his solo series for what's DC's imprint. Black
Label
created for Young Justice. No, it's whatever it's called. But it was brilliant. I mean, it was a reimagining of the Wonder Twins. Like if they just went to a regular high school.
Whatever the Naomi
Mark Russell
books.
And Mark Russell is like one of the best satire writers in the industry. He hasn't got enough recognition, I think, yet. So I foresaw the Wonder Twins. What are they doing? A movie or a series on HBO?
Something like that.
HBO, I foresaw it happening way before they announced it, and I never got it on that top list. So, and believe me, I mean, they're a pop culture. I'll say Bedstone. Thanks, HPC. I mean, you can go up to anyone, but who's I guess maybe older than 35, and they'll get, form of they don't even have to be a comics fan, right?
Yeah.
And they'll get it. So I'm gonna push for A tier, even though I'm probably not gonna get it.
You got an S already. I actually have it. They gave you a B. I thought Super Friends was actually great too. The Wonder Twins aren't bad at all. They got a B2. I think she's better. I think they're better than Livewire, so I have to put them at A. We can move it later, but getting a lot of B's here. Good sale, by the way.
I'm not a big Wonder Twins fan.
I'm gonna give A.
Oh,
Right.
well, we can move it to B.
Oh,
We got a couple A's, couple B's, and a C.
Steve made such a good, impassioned.
You make me want to check out that run to actually read it, but I'm thinking in the Super Friends
it's
days,
funny.
I
You'll
didn't
enjoy
care
it.
for them in the Super Friends days. I was annoyed that.
All right, we got to put them in B.
And
We
these
just
two,
made A votes as we got. We got C votes.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Hey,
I'll
they do
leave.
have a monkey.
I'll
Hey,
leave.
Leftovers trying to sell it. They got a monkey.
Okay.
Oh wait,
that would actually dock it for me.
Wait, BK, are you saying A? It's up to BK. If BK says A, it goes in A. If he says C, it goes in B. Because that evens out.
What if he says B?
Well, it'll still go B. C is fair. Okay, so put it in B. Put it in B.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine by me, I guess.
Oh, Masamano.
These are your guys.
I love these guys. I think they're fucking hilarious. They still speak in Spanish, and it throws everybody off. It's plus and minus. They get so close. In some of them, I swear I'm not gonna say it but they get so close to swearing in Spanish on a lot. There's a lot of them where I have to slow it down because I'm like, did they just say? And I think they're funny. They remind me of some of my old friends too. So I don't know. Maybe that's kind of it too, because I know these two guys, Jameer and his brother, and they were just like these two. They were a couple years off. One was a little bit thinner though, and the other one reminds me right of the minus guy. He had the gap and everything. It's hilarious. So maybe that's why I got him so much. But I have them A tier. I think they're hilarious. I think that's when you talk about funny things that DC fucking does. You've got Teen Titans Go, and then it comes up these two, which by the way had showed up. So on it. So I think
I think they're kind of like the Wonder Twins of the 2000s.
Yeah, that's funnier and you can relate to.
Yeah.
But still, I still just probably put them in the B.
Same.
No, absolutely.
They're not getting better. They're not getting better than Wonder Twins.
I would have Wonder Twins in A.
You're not going to break the mold.
I'm putting them in the same place. I'm putting them both in A.
Okay.
They are hilarious. Dude, you got to go. I bet somebody.
I mean, what makes them better than Cinderblock? I'm just kidding.
Dude, I'm betting right now you could go and after the show, you could go onto YouTube and type in greatest moments or English convert, whatever. I bet you somebody put all their clips together. It's probably fucking hilarious. It probably is fucking hilarious.
It might be. But we got a lot of B's.
B. Okay, put them in for B. All right. Next up. Okay, go. Who wants to take this one?
I mean, I want to throw it to Pete. It's such. I mean, listen. Yes, she became so much more in the comics than she was in the animated series, and now she stands for so much more than just a bit player, on the Gotham PD. I didn't like I'm not the biggest fan of Montoya. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I like some of the development that she was given in the comics, especially through No Man's Land. I thought it was important to the development of her character. But in the cartoon, she's still a bit player, and in other stuff, she's way more important than she should be. And also, I'll admit it. I watched Batwoman season 3. She was a big part of that for all the wrong reasons. So, yeah, I mean, just because of how much history she has as a legacy character from the animated series, I would say C.
That's fine. Anybody else got a better opinion on
fair
it?
assessment? No, because I'll tell you, I was really disappointed with the Rosie Perez rendition.
Yeah, Birds of Prey. Yeah, her live actions kind of sucked.
But it's Rosie.
I know. I like Rosie, but it just didn't fit for me. It just
well, no. In the Batman, I don't know who watched Gotham, but the same actress who played her in Gotham reprised the character for Batwoman. It just sucked to me in Gotham, and it sucked to me in Batwoman. Same actress, everything. Yeah, I just didn't like it. You know what I mean? It wasn't. It was they took all this character and just made her okay, she's lesbian and she loves XYZ. She's the twist. Boom. And I think there's more to her story than that. So if you can only get one thing down, I give it a C.
All right. Next up is Nora. Wait, what? Really? This is a person?
Nora Freeze.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
In the comics, she's had some moments. Yeah, Joe, it was horrible, Joe. I don't know what I was thinking. That one with season 3, I went from wanting that show to succeed to I am actively hoping it doesn't get renewed. Like, there's so many people who are like, oh, because, you know, whether representation, everything. And I respect that. I love it. I don't want the show to come back. It was that bad of a show. It ruined Poison Ivy. It ruined Renee Montoya. It made it so that Batman was totally inept and couldn't do anything. Like, okay, we're not gonna make a Batwoman thing. Anyway, going to Nora Freeze. I'm sorry. What do y'all have?
I as a character on her own, she's not much of a character considering she's frozen. But as a
Literally,
plot device, she made Mr. Freeze much more interesting.
She did. Yeah,
Like the addition of her to his story humanized him in a way and made him a much more interesting guy than he was before.
Yeah.
Where'd she show up in the comics?
She does show up in the comics. She was in the like. Here's the thing about it. Like, I don't think she's interesting alive. I'm not trying to say that like I'm not trying to say it in a bad way, but like when she has, I think it was a detective run I read where she teamed up with Mr. Freeze and then betrayed him, and she was kind of the villain. Batman had this new suit that was like kind of heat more like literally on fire. It was. I just don't think she's very cool when she's not a catalyst, Mr. Freeze. I know that sucks, but like. It's important, you know. Like if you can't make a story with her around that is impactful, well then I don't know. She has to be.
She was in a Mr. Freeze special, like in the '90s, like the animated series special. But then New 52, that Batman, I think the first.
Well, no, New 52 was one I remember. No, this was after that I read.
It was like Mr. Freeze, kind of like.
Wasn't there a one? Wasn't there a one shot Mr. Freeze in the '90s?
Yes, that's the one. That's their first appearance.
That's the first. Yeah, that had that one. That was a good one.
So we're putting her in D.
Paul Dini, a C.
Yeah. Oh, we're putting her in D.
D. Why?
Because the people want her in D.
She can't go higher than C.
Yeah, that's
she was
why
important to Mr. Freeze. She was important to Mr. Freeze.
All right. Well, Aqualad.
Now that. I'm gonna let someone else get that one.
He wasn't.
Gonna see more on later.
Out of this group, he was not like the group of this show. He was not that good. He just wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Mice and Manos better, way better in that series. way better. I got him.
He's getting his own. He's getting his own movie. What is it? Charlize Theron, right? Just
they're going to adapt something for HBO Max.
The graphic novel they did about him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But still,
trash is harsh. I just think he's kind of a C.
I think he's kind of.
I wouldn't making this thing. No,
I think the animated version is kind of a D. Like it's not good.
Well, it's not just like this is based on the entire characters that started in animation that made it to the comics. It's the whole
this Aqualad started in comics. There was an Aqualad before this that started in comics,
but not this Aqualad.
Yeah, this Aqualad sucks. The original Aqualad.
It's this Aqualad, not the any Aqualad.
This one's trash. This one's trash. The original version is better. Yes.
I mean, it's not trash.
Yeah, I don't think it's trash. I think you're being a bit harsh.
I don't think.
Like I said,
I think it's D. I think it's D.
His potential. Yeah.
I'd give it D. Yeah, D. I'm not gonna go out and say.
I'm not gonna argue D, but I'm with Joe. Like
if I look to my left and I see a literal cinder block, I look to my right.
With the fish head, trash.
Like.
It's hard enough to get people to like Aquaman.
I was with Joe. That's kind of where I was at. But
yeah. No, I get that. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, who likes Aquaman? Nobody. So then, like, we're gonna take the Aqualad. Okay,
right.
No, I get it. Like I said, I'm not gonna fight for the character. I didn't love him.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought he got a little bit more stature.
Batman Beyond. I mean, it's.
Oh come on! You know this is S tier. Next
kind of an easier one too.
He's no cinder block.
Yeah, we don't have to argue this one. I mean,
let's go.
Did anyone expect this to be like as good? Like I didn't.
No, I don't think so.
I thought this was gonna be a garbage cartoon. Like,
exactly.
No, I mean, I was 3. Couldn't tell you what I thought.
I'm still not really.
You're 3. Get out of here, youngin. Get out. Get out.
When it came out, I was 3.
All right, but next up, we do have a trash character.
Oh wow! I mean, he's the catalyst for one of the worst episodes of the Batman the Animated Series. Like that's trash. I mean, and think about kidnap children. I mean, if we take it from the comic world into like there's a lot of sus on that character.
They just brought him to the comics.
Oh, really? Well, I mean,
Batman and Catwoman won. They brought him.
Oh, see, I didn't read that because Tom King. You know, I have a vendetta against that guy.
But yeah,
well,
I'm not going to argue
vendetta against artists in DC. You're not going to have me.
No. Listen, the art of DC, like especially for that book, I will go back and look at it. Eye patch D.
I give an
eye patch. But like, Tom King was one of the writers of the worst Batman runs I've ever experienced in my life. Actually,
I like
not
the
one of
animation
the
because it
worst.
reminds me of my childhood-ish, a little bit after that. But like,
What,
no,
the
he
7th?
is,
I mean, that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
around the 70s.
Oh, I didn't know. I
70s,
was just asking. But I
Gummy
worked
bears, yeah,
then.
like the gummy bears. Doesn't that look like the gummy
Oh.
bears? Look at it.
Kind of does look like a Gummy Bears character.
I'm just
Gummy
saying-
bears here and there and
You
everywhere.
take it from the comics. Creepy old man kidnaps children, keeps them in the sewers.
Okay, he's
Yeah.
he's shady. Yeah,
Adventure that's beyond. I'm gonna keep going.
Might as well.
Next up, oh my god, I'm just looking. There's a lot. Oh, there's somebody else you guys are gonna like here.
All right.
Wow, we put a lot of characters in here, but here we go. Lock up. That's not the guy you're gonna like. Why do you
I
have this
mean,
character in here?
Yeah,
What
you
is
have
he?
that, and there's not that many there.
He's like a cross between
Criteria.
Bane and a B grade wrestler. AEW.
All right, trash him too. Let's get
Yeah,
to
I
some-
mean, there's nothing
I
more
want
to
to,
say.
yeah, because I want to get to this next one because the people love this character. Well, we
Oh,
All
can
right.
poor
put it in.
lockup. Trash.
I'm
All right,
sorry.
here we go.
We got him locked in the trap. Oh.
Whew.
Condiment King. Shout out to Harley Quinn in the animated series. Shout out to some of the comics. Condiment King is a legend. He's not Kite Man, but he's not that far off.
Yeah,
See, but we're not doing the best worst in this one, so we got to pull him on his own stature. It's
He
Oh,
has a C right on his chest. So I
That's
think where he
perfect.
belongs.
I agree with Steve. C
What?
on his chest, put him in C. Condiment.
I mean, I don't think he doesn't
Watch
cut the
chat,
mustard.
though. Watch the chat. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we
Anybody
go,
get
John.
that?
Here we go.
Thank you. He doesn't cut the mustard. That's my favorite one. Let's go. I was
didn't
proud
get
of
that.
myself.
Oh my god.
No, you didn't get it? Doesn't
C for condiment, lock up. Oh wait, what does it say?
does somebody get that? Doesn't cut the
No. Yeah. Oh, no, he's not good.
yes.
D
All
for,
right.
oh wow, I'm surprised. We're getting some C's and D's. I think
Like
we
he
put him
could
in C.
replace 3 Five Guys employees. You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he
Yeah.
could.
all the
He's
free
better than, hey,
toppings?
honestly, I want Aqualad and D by himself, so I'm saying C for Condiment King because I think Aqualad should be the lower, to be honest. But
I will also give you that.
all
That's
right,
fine.
does anybody care about Volcana?
I was telling Pete this when we first started. She's part of a bigger arc in the animated series that started when she came out Superman season 2 that went up literal 5 literal years later to
Did she beat the
Justice
shit
League
out of
Unlimited.
Aqualad? She beat the shit out of Aqualad, didn't she?
Yeah, but she was part of the Cadmus arc, which come on, Amanda Waller, like a lot of the stuff, animated series stuff that ties in the stuff we have now was born of that late 90s, early 2000s. So, I mean, as far as the character herself, she's all right, but she was the first like actual introduction of Cadmus as one of the weapons they were developing in the DCAU.
We might need to move real quickly. We might need to move the old Condiment King down a pick.
You keep
And then
showing
I
the same double JD.
Yeah,
Stop getting.
like okay, he's getting too much love now.
All right.
He already said something about my comics. I'm not happy with him.
She did fry him for lunch. All right. Where are we putting her? She's getting a C, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's Aqualad, and I don't think she's
Mostly?
Cinderblock. So
Yeah.
if
Well,
he's gonna be for Aqualad, you have to be just
he's
useless.
for Aqualad.
She's no live wire.
No, she's not there
Not
either.
for
That's for sure.
Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go.
Now this
No,
is
it's
a close one.
Aqualad. I mean, Rocket. Rocket.
Honestly, though, I was about to say no. Yeah. You know who my favorite part of seeing her in the comics or in the animated series? Sean Murphy, DC's Curse of the White Knight.
Yeah.
Azrael puts on the new Batman suit, goes in Arkham, and kills everyone, including Roxy. That was my favorite part of seeing
Your
her.
favorite part of her
DC universe.
Watching her die was your favorite part.
Watching her die. He comes in with his flaming sword and just starts stabbing him through. And he stabs one. He was like, he split like
That sounds
Killer
like
Croc
this
in
to
half.
me.
And he stabs his woman. I'm like, who is that woman? I look, I'm like, oh, Roxy Rocket. Yeah, that's right. So there you
She's
go. D.
Aqualad. All right. No, I think she should be D. I don't know.
I'll give her D or trash. I mean, D to me because like it's like DC wanted to make her a thing. DC wanted to make her a thing. She ain't no C double J. Come on, bro. What you want,
Yeah,
bro?
so many characters with personality on a front.
Like that's it. Ooh, semi-hot girl on a rocket. No, get out of here. Not even practical. Get out of here.
They overruled you. Put her at D unless Steve can talk us down from D.
I didn't think it was
No
overruled.
superpowers. No,
you know
nothing.
what? The way DC's going, I could see like them having like a Roxy Rocket like miniseries.
Don't say that,
Yeah.
Steve. Don't say that. Don't
Yeah.
you put that on
Because-
this earth.
I don't
Don't
think
you
so.
say that evil, Steve. Don't
Yeah.
you say that evil.
Hey, you thought they did a
Oh my God.
Peacemaker? They did a
No.
Peacemaker miniseries.
Oh my God, no!
Oh,
Please don't
geez.
give me
Wait
that.
until James Gunn gets all of her.
Oh my goodness.
Agreed. I see it.
I'd
All
watch
right.
it, man. I only put her in trash because Corbin telling the story. His favorite part was watching her die. So I thought
Yep.
that's where we're going.
I agree. It was.
Who is
I
that?
don't know how to say it.
I'm Arcia, and
Arcia.
Arcia, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember.
She showed up during one of the.
No one knows her.
Justice
she
League,
goes
like
back.
the Justice League animated,
she was
like the
Justice
Justice League before Justice League.
Yeah, no, I know. Like, I know she's from the anime. I just mean like as a character, I couldn't. She could
She
be
was like
Roxy.
Themyscira. I think she was in one
Yeah.
comic book,
Yeah,
but not really.
I mean, I look at her next to Lockup.
Yeah, she had one story,
mercy.
I think, and that was really it.
Oh mercy, mercy, grapes. Lord have mercy. Mercy gets like a B.
Yeah, she again another character came out of nowhere, just like a little side character on the cartoon that they start putting everywhere else.
Mm-hmm. And she had some good runs too. She had a nice one in Justice League Anime and then Justice League Unlimited, where she like kind of moved on from Lex, and it was rumored that she had been in kind of abusive relationship with being her own person, and it was cool. Like she's had some character development outside of just henchwench. That was really cool.
Fucking horrible.
Yeah,
well,
I mean they
that's
really
fair.
they did the Rob Liefeld on her nose.
Mm-hmm. Where are we putting her? C, D?
I say B actually.
All right. Mercy.
Yeah,
gets
She's like
D.
Livewire. I mean, she was Lex's right hand person for a minute.
She's a glorified,
Thank you, Double. I agree with that.
We might have to give some
Assistant.
bumps. We might have to bump up the B's to the A's.
The valet.
Maybe.
Put her in B. Put her in B.
I
She's
put
the
her in
valet.
B. Yeah, well, she was like
We would dress her as
she
valet.
was the Harley Quinn to Lex's Joker, if you will.
Okay,
Like she was
yeah.
the right hand person.
Exactly.
Ace the
yeah.
Bathound. He showed up. He didn't show up. He showed up. In
He had
the
like his
Silver
own
Age book.
short-lived little
Yeah,
short-lived
I mean,
little
he
show.
up in animation first. He showed up. In
Crypto, the super dog. That's what it was.
But
Had
they
to
all
sing the
pointed it
song.
and showing up in Batman Beyond first.
No.
No.
I'm just
No,
saying
I don't-
everything when I kept looking it up, trying to
That's
figure
not
out
true, 'cause I
where
was
he showed up
looking
first.
for it. No,
Well,
it's in a bat.
Ace showed up in the 1950s.
Not the comic, not Batman 92 from way back. Not the, the comic, but I don't know if that was
comic version
or not.
Okay, whatever. Hey,
Yeah,
either way, he's an Ace. Plus, that series looks fucking.
I don't know if it's the same dog.
Oh, they only live like 12 years, so I guess it's a different dog at this point.
Crypto, super.
Sorry,
I don't know. I consider myself like kind of an expert on DC super pets. I'm pretty sure Ace the Bat Hound was like in the 1950s,
I feel like he was, yeah.
60s.
Oh, we'll
Yeah.
give him the mess up. We
right.
need somebody in A, is what I'm saying. So we're putting Ace in A, so we
Oh,
actually.
come on. Let's not make Ace that. We have a character coming up that's going to be an A. And give Ace
No, we
a B.
don't. Oh,
We do.
Ace is an A.
Ace is a B. We already have a character coming up that's going to be an
Actually,
A.
an A because he's funnier than Crypto. Put him in A.
I'm telling you, we got a character coming up that's going to be. Oh my god.
As spoken. I do disagree with everything that. All right.
Thank you, Darth Lopez. I was taking that as a ring of endorsement.
The last character. Oh, we got two more characters. We got Warhawk. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I didn't like Warhawk. He's okay, but like okay.
Yeah, it's like a D. I mean, some of these is just
Yeah,
kind of a,
and apparently this was the
Yeah,
son
that's-
of Green Lantern and the son of John and no, I'm good. And Shire.
That's not here.
ooh,
All
Hong
right,
Kong.
we're
Philly.
going to the last guy that he says, "Hey, you guys can chat about this and put him wherever the heck you want."
Why
I'm
do you
gonna
think
say
that's
B.
an A?
I would say B. I mean, A because he's integral to the success of Batman or the like integral to what made Batman Batman. But I don't know. He wasn't even a hero. One episode, Adam West, like that was actually really nice. I'd say B.
Where did I miss? I don't have that last guy in the lineup.
Yeah,
Pete.
I don't know why. I feel like you delete them on me.
What?
Pete, I don't have the last guy you have.
I know I'm adding it right now, but I feel like you delete them. All right, so where are we putting Gray Ghost?
I'd say B.
B. He was Batman's, his
Yeah, he was his
Are you-
muse.
Adam West voice. I mean, that gets a little bump,
Yeah.
right?
It does
Sure,
a little
sure.
bit, yeah. I can't believe we got Ace the Bat Hound as an A. Like, what was Marco
All right,
on?
so I guess our last guy then that Marco couldn't find is Phantasm.
Yes, now that was the A character I was talking
That's what I
about.
thought you meant. That's what I thought
Yes,
you were getting at.
absolutely. Like the main antagonist of one of the best Batman movies, period, animated or otherwise. A character with ties to Bruce Wayne's upbringing, the creation of him being Batman, literally the voice, the iconic costume, like your Angel of Death awaits, all of that, and the artwork of, we brought up the Batman Catwoman. I mean, Phantasm was in there.
Yeah.
Like one of the most underrated.
You weren't a Tom King fan.
I'm really not, but I will give him points for. I'm not a Tom King fan, but I will give him points because the Phantasm is an underrated villain. Like it's one that was so tied to the past that they didn't want to overuse her. I think they put her in a couple of episodes of what is it called? They put her in a couple of Batman Adventures, the comic series right after the animated series, like 95 to 97. But then she disappears. Then they bring her back.
They were those adaptations.
Yeah. Then they're like backdate her. Yeah, she's a big part of Batman Beyond Epilogue. Amanda Waller tried to hire her to kill Terry McGinnis's parents to create the Batman again, and that's the first time we see her back in the DC AU in continuity, you know. And then we see her in the comics like she's an A. That's what I was thinking from the jump.
Like the fact that it was a she, I think it was a big surprise.
And that was cool too. And and a little fun fact in the show. I mean, I'm sure people knew this, but in the movie, you know, they had her, the voice of, I forgot her name now, but the voice of her was actually Lois Lane from Superman the Animated Series, right? But her dad, who died and was a big part of the movie, the mystery of it, her dad was the voice of the suit for her as well. So she did like a voice modulator to adapt kind of his voice, which I thought was kind of dope. So, yeah, that's an A. That's an A.
Corbin, you know this stuff. It's unbelievable.
I appreciate it.
I had to make sure we got the tier list in one corner.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, you guys could do a DC show together if you ever want to. You guys got tons of knowledge on it.
Steve, I mean, I mean, that was.
I don't have anything to add.
I'm sorry. I just really love that character.
Wow, it's good. Yeah, it's
that's
good.
an A for me.
Hey, there's a color guy and there's a play-by-play guy. You could be the color guy.
There it is.
All right.
But no, you know what? I'll tell you this because I do have HBO and I always looking for stuff to watch because of Corbin and Steve always talking to my ear. I mean, in behind the scenes, Steve talks a lot about DC, so I watch this stuff, or at least I try to watch some of these series. It's kind of nice. So if you guys are missing it, you don't know who the characters are, like Jedi said, and you want something to watch, you can always go on to HBO Max.
Yep.
They have them all.
I got recommendations. Hit me up.
No, that's okay.
Listen, there's a lot of stuff to parse through. I can get you the good stuff. Then y'all all can be DC fans like myself.
I don't know, man.
Some great DC Nation shorts out there.
There are some good ones too. Yes.
Yeah.
I will say that is one thing that people, for some reason, like. It seems like, I don't know if it was because of Peacemaker or what, but there seems to be, you know, DC fans can be arrogant, but it seems that more are being like Corbin now and are a little bit more like, oh yeah, this stuff actually did suck, but this is really what was good. And you're starting to see more of those people in the comic shops now than I think I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you humbled me, Marco. When I first met you, I come, you know, I'm Absolute Geek. Shout out to the Absolute Geek guys. I was like, DC forever, yada yada, I don't know nothing, hold my jockstrap. And then, you know, you came with some of DC's bigger failures and just flame me on live, and I mean that softened my approach. I had to come back a little differently.
Yeah, well, I think when we were doing FCM, it was a little bit of a different show too. I think that's kind of the part I played. But, you know, I've been around for a while, and like I've had to put up with the card kids, you know, the Magic kids and that shit growing up, and I had to put up with the DC guys growing up. So like, you know, I grew up in LCSs. I mean, I know a lot of people say they were, but I did. So it's like easy to remember those guys real quickly and be like, okay, man. I remember, when Balls, remember that Energy Balls that came out? Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Oh my God. The one thing they didn't fucking need to do was give the Magic kids balls. Like, because all that happened was whenever you go and whenever you try to dig at the dollar beds, because back in the day, all the comic book stores, when cards like Magic, they started doing the game things, right? And whenever they got big, like, those kids were always fucking annoying. They hated comic books. They're like, comic books are for fucking losers. And you're like, yeah. And you're digging through like all these like 50-cent bins. Then they gave these. I just remember the day fucking Balls came out. And all you'd see is these kids downing that shit because it came in a glass bottle, right? And then it was super dork, like hate, nerd on nerd hate, where they'd be like, look at this fucking loser. Only guy digging through it. Who the hell reads comic? You know, and it's a whole gang of like 12-year-olds telling you how you're a loser while you're digging through like 50 cent bins, pulling out Hulk 181s back in the day. But it wasn't Hulk 181s. But no, I remember that. So, all right, let's get into news. If you have to go, Corbin, we were trying to get through your section quickly, but
I appreciate y'all. I do. Thank you. I'll stick around for a couple of minutes. So I'm gonna leave just in the midst of transition, but thank y'all. Just want to say I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna cover Moon Knight too.
Definitely.
So
We appreciate
you. Okay, definitely. Yeah, Steve, always good seeing you, man. Definitely, man.
We're gonna do Moon Knight also in the at the end of the news, probably. Hopefully,
gotcha.
Right, Pete?
I'll disappear sometime in the midst of it. So
yeah.
Okay.
So we're doing news now.
Orbits, Marv. Jeez.
Oh yeah,
what
was the difference between Orbits and balls? Now I'm getting mixed up.
Much, I think. Orbits was the oranger drink. I think that was. They both came in bottles. I just remember like they would put the bottles when they were empty on top. There's this one place I used to go to that would. Do you remember people would start they make their own wood racks for? It was just like a feeding trough for comics at one point, probably in the 90s. They'd make like a feeding like early 2000s. Okay. It was. Either way, they were popular out here. They would just take like wood racking and put it down. And these kids would come up afterwards and like, and I'm saying kids because I think I was probably, I was like maybe in my 20s, and they were like, their moms and dads would drop them off at the shop. They didn't have driver's license yet. And they'd sit up there and hang out, and then they'd see it. And there's always like one that was running it all. And they take those glass bottles of balls, and it'd be like and they pound it down there. And then they'd get closer to you and start going like, da, 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 or whatever. What's going on, Ultra? And just talking junk. But it was like, it was what it was.
It scarred you for life.
It did.
Apparently.
Yeah,
it did. It scarred me for life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into news.
All right, let me run that thing.
All right, awesome. We got news up.
Gives me time to transition the whole setup.
Also, one other thing too, we are going to talk a little bit of Moon Knight. Steve, you watched Moon Knight, right, this week?
Yeah, at the end of the news.
Yes. Good. I think finally BK brought it up earlier. How I'm apologizing. I have brought my great friend, awesome friend of mine, a guy I've been, a lot of the business decisions I've made over the last year, I kind of talked to him ahead of time about. Steve Horn, because he's such a wise man, and I think he will help facilitate my opinion of Moon Knight to the general population, so it doesn't look like I'm just hating all the time, because I think he understands it a little bit.
Yeah, better. I mean, I'm one of the greatest minds in comics, according to a West Virginia lawyer. But
well, he's kind of short. He's kind of short on content, so you never know what's going to come up with him.
Well, I am the nicest guy in comics, so I think that's a fair assessment.
I think if you ask him of his opinion on me, it might not be what. I don't think we could play live on air. I'll tell you that much right now.
Probably not. But let's get to our news for today, April 13th, 2022. And we're going to start, obviously, as we always do, with our box office report to see what was number one. And I'll tell you, it was no longer Morbius.
It was not.
Morbius.
Morbius was good, man.
It wasn't terrible, but man, it took a hit. But Sonic rolled.
Dude, this is good. It is going to get out of hand next week because a lot of the younger kids, this is it. Next week, watch the numbers on this thing. It's gonna jump. It probably will double. Oh no!
Even with the Harry Potter,
because all the kids that are from kindergarten to second grade right now haven't seen this movie, and they're going next week.
I know my son hasn't seen it yet, but
when's your kids' spring break? Because my youngest one, my oldest one already had his. My youngest one, his spring break is this week. So, but
next week. For mine, it'll start Friday. Like Good Friday is the first day that'll start it.
Okay, so we could see a lot of kids, being out of school and seeing this.
Yeah, possibly. That's what I'm saying. Especially in that age group, all mine. I went. Okay, so it's Lent, so I donate my time, and one of the things was a field trip. Kid full of buses, 32 kids. No, 2 classes.
No,
24,
a bus full of kids.
48.
You mean?
Yeah,
bus full of buses.
Oh yeah, bus full of kids. Bus full of kids. One of the kids, I said, "Hey, you see it yet?" Oh my god, it was there. They stopped talking about Minecraft for 2 seconds, and every kid was talking about how they were going to go and see this movie. So,
yeah, well, it did well. I mean, 72 is still a pretty good start for. I think it was the second highest of this year. Yeah,
better than Lost City.
So far. But yeah, better than Lost City. And then Poor Morbius. It dropped like 70-some% like Dark Phoenix and some of the other failures from before. And like I said, it's not that it was a bad movie, but it wasn't particularly a good movie either. It was
once again though, I don't think we can call it a failure. If you are now making a profit, like we need movies like this that aren't blockbusters, are just almost like you know, in the story arc where you get kind of like a little bit of build up, right? A little, you can't have, you just
but I don't think they're at a profit. I think that's the problem.
Oh, they are.
I mean, not from the budget. I think they're never going to report how much they spent on marketing, but considering how many times they marketed this movie and moved it, they probably wasted a lot of money on marketing over the last 2 years.
Fair.
That's why I think they're at a. That's why I think they're probably at a little bit of a loss.
All right. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, internationally, we get a little bit more love.
Yeah, I mean, it was doing well internationally.
Well, I think the truth will be in it if we get a Morbius 2, right?
Yeah.
Because if it was so profitable that they go,
I don't think
it's a franchise.
I don't think that's the plan for these small ones like this and Craven. I don't think that's the plan at all. I think they're like, let's introduce a character, make it a little bit profitable.
No, I don't think so either. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh no, it's not a franchise. This is not. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this is a franchise movie, but I don't think it's intended to be a franchise movie.
I think they were kind of hoping it was. I think they were kind of hoping they were going to get Venom again.
Yeah, think everybody hopes they
right. Yeah, exactly, Pete. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they didn't hire like Joe Schmo off the street. I'm not saying Jared Leto is like, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio or anything, but still, they hired a name actor to play the role because they had some hopes that he would do more than one.
Well, once again, I think because of the cutscene at the end, you're going to see him show up more times in that universe. I just don't think so.
True.
All right.
Moving it on. Basically, James Gunn, when questioned of whether we'll see the original Guardians again, he just says, you never know. So he's just kind of teasing. So I got to assume we'll probably see them again in some fashion.
You like what they did with Starhawk there? Like,
no, not particularly, but I liked Ving Rhames as Charlie 27 back there.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah,
that was kind of cool. The rest are just, I didn't really see much.
Remember, everyone forgets they have a holiday special coming up, right? This year.
That is true.
They do. And there's going to be a lot of new appearances from what I hear. Or first appearances in MCU. So we'll see what kind of crazy characters.
You never know. I like it, dude. And you know what? Gunn does a great job with it. So, like, I mean, I can't say that I you know, it was kind of weird, the back and forth about, like, Hondo, you're not allowed here, especially considering Hondo was original, you know, an OG. But, like, yeah, I like the original Galaxy. Like, to be honest with you, I liked them for a while. So
you mean Yondu, not Hondo, right?
Oh yeah, Yondu. Sorry,
just to clarify for everybody else,
who actually did look like Yondu. I mean, he looked like the actual character compared to the rest of it. Because Charlie, that's not. It's cool that that's Charlie, but that's not what Charlie looked like. So,
yeah, it's okay that they gave him a shirt.
I want my superheroes without shirts on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, like. Come on.
Anyway, moving on. So they kind of clarified how America Chavez was scrapped from No Way Home. Because she was basically supposed to play kind of the apprentice wizard that Ned kind of became in the movie, because this was supposed to come out after Multiverse of Madness, but everything got reshuffled. So then they cut her out and just saved her.
All I see is we're going to get Wrestling Grandma. That's all I see. We're gonna get Wrestling Grandma.
Well, maybe. Maybe. Who knows? I would rather. I'd look forward to that as like a Disney Plus show. I'd be down for a Wrestling Grandma America Chavez Disney Plus show.
I do have a little bit of a. I'm a little under the weather, but thank you, Keith. No, yeah, I mean, I want to see if that's it. That's perfect.
Yeah, no, it's just explaining she was supposed to show up in Spidey, but
as soon as I read this, I was like, that means that they're going to do the Mystic World, and for all those people that know this character in the Mystic World, her like mentor in the Mystic World is a wrestling lesbian grandma, which is like the character's actually hilarious and amazing, dude. I thought it was funny as shit.
I didn't have any idea what Marco was talking about the first time he was telling me about it when we did those lists. I
didn't have any idea what was going on in the America series when I read it. So
what's that? Yeah. I mean, it was a little wild. They brought in the leather dominatrix and shit. Like, if you take it for like. If you just take it for a fun read and like, holy shit, I think these people are trying to be serious and it's just a fucking trash run. that's kind of funny. Like, it kind of really is. Like, if you go back and read it, you're like, what the fuck were these people doing? How did they let this shit go out? But it actually, for somehow, if you play it right, it can work. It can work. I think
it could.
out later. I think they figured that out later. So
people are kind of pissed. The UK got their Spider-Man Blu-rays, and they're kind of pissed off because the back of it says they're getting deleted scenes, but there ain't no deleted scenes on this disc.
Huh.
So they promoted that they're deleted scenes, and they ain't there. And apparently they're not going to be on the US versions either, and people are pretty upset. Well, this is why I don't buy the DVDs and Blu-rays anymore, because why?
Right.
I pay for all these streaming services. I have no need to go and grab a disc anymore.
Right.
we did that, James. We did a whole show on American Spec before. Like,
We did.
We did. Yeah.
She won. Didn't she win? She might have even gotten another go around.
I think I sold it to everybody. I don't remember who she played against, but she won. All right. Go back and watch.
She was against Amadeus. I feel like she faced off against Amadeus.
Yeah.
Maybe. Batman's also coming out, I think, in May on Blu-ray, but it will be on HBO Max on Monday. So you could watch
Monday, or is it Friday?
Is it Friday? I know it's soon. I just know it's.
I don't
soon,
know, but I'm looking forward to it because I actually, I haven't had time to go see it. So that's how big of a DC fan I am.
Oh, you're gonna like it.
You'll be okay. Yeah, it's good. I mean, once you watch it once, you've seen it enough.
All right, here we go. Well, I did put something below. Digital platforms on April 18th. So what is that? That's
April 18th.
Monday. So it'll be on Monday for the digital
Monday.
stuff.
All right.
The Blu-ray will be May 24th.
I'll have to get some other weekend plans, I guess. Okay.
You mentioned the Spider-Man thing. Do you know when that's coming to digital too, or no?
What, Spider-Man's on digital?
But you have to pay for it, right?
Yes. Yeah, they don't have an announcement of where it's going to stream first. I want to say it was Stars for some reason. I feel like Stars paid for it. I don't know. They might have to wait a little bit.
All right. Next up.
I was doing some DC news to kind of group them together. And what I thought was interesting was this little bit where they were talking about they wanted to scrap Amber Heard's role from Aquaman 2, not because of all the Johnny Depp divorce stuff, but because they didn't think she had any chemistry with Jason Momoa. And when I think back on it, I did enjoy the Aquaman movie. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was meh.
Right.
But she didn't really have good chemistry. And I was like, you know what? That's kind of a fair assessment, really.
Well, Leo, what I really want to see from that movie, though, is the others, because I've been holding my Aquaman number 7s for like a decade now, and I really need to get rid of them. So could someone start a rumor about that? Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay, whatever. I just like to address Darth Vader.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. That's actually a fun little team.
No, I was gonna ask about that, but then look, it's not Tango and Cash with Leo Getz. It's what's his name? Murtaugh and
yeah, that's Lethal Weapon.
It's Lethal Weapon, bro. Get it right. What happened with Johnny Depp? Is something else happened that I didn't realize? I don't get into all the social life of people, so I don't care.
What's that?
What's happened with her?
There's some lawsuit going on or something.
He's countersuing. She's claiming he did all sorts of abuse, and he's saying that it's not true. And he got dropped from a lot of stuff, and she's also not really been in anything. But
wait, this isn't true, Joe, is it? She pooped in his bed? Are you saying
I have no idea?
Feces in your bed.
All I know is
there's been a lot of accusations of.
Did he dress like a pirate for like 3 years straight, though? He did, right?
Well, yeah, but he got paid a lot of money to dress like a pirate. I dressed like a pirate too. Pretend to be Keith Richards for years. I'm like, I got paid like he did.
All right, well, go ahead. Next up.
Allegedly.
Oh, there's a trial going on right now. Yeah, I really don't get into the gossip. No clue what's going on.
I know last week, because that's what was the news at the time, we reported that, I don't know, they're going to pause all of Ezra Miller's Flash work. But then a couple days later, they said, well, we didn't pause anything.
Cut off a piece of his finger? Wait, what? You guys are crazy. All right, so they're not pausing anything. Yeah, this is another one where people are told
they still don't have any confirmed plans to move forward either. I think they're just kind of.
And actually, I thought I saw something today that the couple who had a restraining order against him, like dropped the restraining order or the charges or something.
Maybe, yeah. So we'll see. Maybe.
All right.
I still wouldn't have been upset if they recast him because I'm just not in love with the Ezra Miller rendition.
They were hyping up recasting this guy last week, so I don't know. we'll see if the movie hits. Hopefully, it hits. Please, hit.
We'll get to something else that kind of ties in. I think is interesting that when we get to the comics because they canceled the comic adaptation.
All right, go ahead.
But anyway, here's the Justice League. This is the Justice League we're going to see in the Super Pets movie.
Well, it's about the pets, so we shouldn't see much of them, right?
No, we're not going to see much of them, but they just showed that these, I guess, will be the renditions of the Justice League. Okay.
I've never seen Cyborg with that hairstyle.
Me either. I was like, that's a different look for him.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Moved it on. I didn't want to move it on. I was actually trying to go over for
have they changed? I
Man comment.
haven't read Aquaman in a while.
I was going to go over to this. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, well, it's a half fro there left over.
We'll go back to the half row.
Do we change? Is it a different Aquaman now?
I think maybe that's supposed to be more of like the Momoa because he's got the blonde hair.
Right.
It's not a, I thought it, so it's,
he's brown is all.
That's not what I'm asking about. It's not a more feminine Aquaman?
Well, he's got a hook for a hand.
No, it's so it can show off the pecs.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. The deep V. Is that what you're talking about?
It just looks.
It's just a deep V.
Well, don't catch him doing any fish like James Gunn was going to have him do. All right. Next up. And there's a female. So they're not using the male version of the Green Lantern.
Next up, I guess since she's done so well doing those car commercials, that they're going to have her in Fast and the Furious 10.
There you go. Was it? I thought the shoe was canceled and we were never going to see her again, and they're canceling all Marvel stuff. And blah, 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 blah.
She's still getting work.
This is why I can't follow the rumors because they're not right most of the time. All right, cool. So she's going to be there's a Fast and Furious 10, huh? Is the Rock doesn't get along with Vin Diesel? Is that it too?
Yeah, he's not in it anymore. But they replaced him with, I think, Momoa, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Moving on, I got one more thing for the news is that they're going to do a Beverly Hills Cop 4, and they found a director.
Please don't. Please. Eddie, come on. Eddie, come on, man.
I don't even know for certain if it's going to be Eddie or not or what, but I think there's not a lot of details. Let's just say that. There's not a lot of details. It's going to go through Netflix, but I don't know if it'll be on Netflix or in the theater and Netflix, but it's a Netflix production.
Are they going to put... Is Gil Hill dead? He's dead, isn't he? Or are they going to try to drag him out of his grave and throw him into this? Do you know who Gil Hill is?
I don't know who Gil Hill is.
Gil Hill was the police chief in Beverly Hills. He actually was...
That was his name?
Yeah, he was the police... Well, I know it because he's the police chief here in Detroit. And he was corrupt as the fucking day was long. Like, he's dirty as shit. Like, real life dirty.
I always liked him.
Yeah. He's actually
Don't think, Axel. Makes my dick itch.
Yeah. That's him. If you ever look at the history of Gil Hill, dirty as shit. Oh, actually, White Boy Rick. Gil Hill's one of the reasons why White Boy Rick went to jail.
Okay.
There you go.
I thought he was still funny. Yeah. All right. That's it for the movie stuff.
It's going to be with, Axel Foley's grandson. Right, man. Please don't do it.
At this point.
Eddie needs to not do it. Eddie's so funny, man.
All right. Well, we're going to go over to comics real quick. We're shifting up the order here as well. And as I was saying, with the Ezra Miller thing, they're still canceling this Flash comic book that was supposed to be a prequel. So I don't know what that means for his future either.
Well, those comics never do well anyhow, you know?
True.
I mean, even on the Marvel side, when they do those, what are the Prelude comics?
Yeah. The black covers that have like the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the border.
So.
Yeah, well, they still cancel
Nothing Burger. Burger.
Burger it is.
Batman's getting a new logo.
Okay.
It's kind of like, it's just really the text, and then they put the logo inside the text instead of the text being on top of the logo.
They just did it right as weighing, huh? So we're going to have another thing.
That's where it is.
Yeah, it looks kind of familiar. It's not like a huge departure, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
so we'll see. We're going to start with the art because the original Death of Superman artwork apparently sold for a combined. This is a combined $500,000. It wasn't like this one piece. It was the cover, it was the interiors, it was everything they sold, and I think it added up to like $500,000.
How many of those books do you think were fucking printed? Like a couple million?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably 2. maybe 2 million.
People used to line up around. I mean, I remember, dude, just buying cases of that shit.
Hey, well, that was how everybody was going to retire. It was the 90s comic market. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
They're printing money.
This was the shark, right? This was like the Fonzie jumping the shark, right? It was this book. When that happened, it was this. Yeah, it was because they lined up around the court. Was it? It was this one. It was this book. It was this book.
This was 75. This was the death. This was before we then got all of the die cut covers for all of the four new Superman and the Return of Superman, and then mulleted black suited Superman. And
well, there you go. It is what it is. $500,000.
Right, but it's still 30 years ago. It's anniversary. It's a milestone. Just like this. That apparently this still happened months ago, but the news came out today for some reason that in January somebody bought an 8.0 Superman 1 in a private sale for over $5 million.
Ooh.
They won't say. The private parties, the seller and the buyer, would like to remain anonymous, but apparently CGC dropped this news that this happened.
I don't think I've ever seen in real life an 8.0 of a book that's like, or even within 10 years of this book.
Right.
You know what I mean? In real life. No,
in real life?
Like raw seen a book that like would qualify anywhere close to an 8.0.
Well, that's what I was trying to think. Like I've been to the museum in Baltimore there. Was it?
Oh yeah, up in Michigan.
He's got some of the raw books up there, but I'm trying to think of the condition that they were in. But still, 5.3 million is quite a number.
Mm.
As was the 3 million plus that this 9.4 got for Captain America.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
a 9.4.
And this happened first. Like that Superman news like came out almost like to try kind of trump this news.
How much how much did you pay them to give you that? I want to see this copy. You know,
it's a 9.4. It's
I want to know. Remember a couple of years ago they were taping and they got shed on because like people were like, that's not how you handle a book. But they were showing like there's a 9.0. It was some book. I can't remember what it was. It was an older book, but it was a 9.0, and they flipped through it and it was beautiful at CGC. Like they did like a stream for it.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I wish they would have done that with this book, man. Could you imagine seeing this book? Like I know some people were butthurt or whatever, but I actually found it fascinating because like it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe.
Yeah. This isn't the only big sale. This one upped the book that was announced, I think, like a couple hours or day before. I remember this playing out last week, seeing all these announcements of these high sales, but the 1.5 million for an FF1 that was a 9.2 that sold.
Wow.
So big comic book.
So
sale.
which of the three would you guys rather have?
This one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, money aside, if I couldn't sell it, like if it wasn't for like to make money, because obviously I'd sell the one that's most valuable. But if it was just for me to have, I'd probably connect more to the Fantastic Four than Cap or Superman.
It'd be the only reason I say this one is because when I was a little kid, I used to listen over and over and over again to the Fantastic Four on like the little 8mm record.
I think I'd go for the Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for the
that's a good one too.
Plus that Superman. I mean, really, that's just the YouTube speculators just going, "Oh, first solo series Superman." You know, I mean,
yeah, it's like an ASM 1, like which I'd love to have, but it's not his first. It's not AF15. Like ASM 1 is not AF15. Like, so,
right?
It's only the same thing.
Have you ever seen yellow covers? Real tough to get high grade. Real tough.
It's the first one with Superman in the title.
Different color yellow, dude. That's hilarious. Good job, Steve. I think it'd be between Cap and this. I know Cap's iconic, but I would have to go with this. Oh yeah. It's newsstand. It was so newsstand, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a newsstand copy or not. Yeah.
All right. Next up. That was funny.
Oh hell.
That was.
All right, moving off of the huge comic book sales, we have some new comics coming out, one of which is going to be an all-out Avengers story that apparently is going to be a continuity-free story. There's just going to be an Avengers story that doesn't tie to anything, that people are supposed to just read and enjoy, which I think is an interesting concept, but I don't know how it will play
How
out.
comics are supposed to work.
It's how they're supposed to
Right.
work, but you know how
Yeah.
comic readers are. You can't do something that doesn't line up with what happened,
I
a
think you
year
can
ago.
Marvel, you can't in DC, but I think you can in Marvel. Marvel's a little bit more lenient.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's the point of what this book's supposed to be. Just got to throw together.
All they have to do is put a new appearance of somebody in there, and it'll be just rocking and rolling. Make sure there's some newsstand.
And we're going to get an Avengers 1 million BC one shot that's going to tell the truth of Thor's birth. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but
Okay.
apparently it's another story we all need to see.
Maybe. Didn't they do that with
I
X-Men?
mean,
Or something?
what are we going to see? Like the labor room or
Yeah,
something?
push.
I mean,
Push,
how
Frigo.
how detailed do we need to get? You know?
They did this with a series though, didn't there? Wasn't there a little mini series? This was Avengers?
This was running through Avengers, the 1 million BC stuff, but
Yeah, it wasn't bad. You can pick it up for $1. It's not bad.
yeah, it's kind of fun to think about the old timey versions of the characters, I guess.
You open page. This is how comics work. You just buy them, and then you complain about how they're.
This is all July stuff, so I guess this is more recently announced. But then they're talking about, I guess, a celestial rising in the what is it? A versus X versus E, whatever the hell they're calling this, Avengers versus X-Men versus Eternals, because nobody gives a shit about Inhumans.
Nobody cares.
It's a cool cover,
Yeah,
though.
I hope it ties into the Eternals and the big celestial, and yeah.
And this Mark Brooks
right.
is a pretty cool cover.
Oh my god!
Yeah, Brooks always rocks it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of covers. I picked the Brooks for this because, had to pick something. All right, since I'm not enticing you guys with these announcements, what about the Exterminators?
Yes, I love the Exterminator.
Huh? With a Grindhouse style miniseries, whatever they really mean by that, I don't.
So I think it's supposed to be, sexy, but also gruesome, right?
Yeah, I guess like a
horror,
70s.
Yeah. You're riding down a car and the Chainsaw Massacre guy comes and cuts your head off after he flicks the lights on.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll see, but I'll check it out, I guess.
Except this time they're fighting back.
Yeah, they fight back.
Yeah.
I just want to see how they're going to work with Jubilee and Boom Boom being on the same team.
Dazzler. Yeah. Who'd you say? Jubilee and Boom Boom?
Jubilee, Boom Boom, Dazzler with X-23.
God, what a terrible lineup. That fucking.
I don't know who's leading this cadre of characters.
Wow, this needs a Milo Manara variant. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's not a good lineup though.
We'll see. I don't know if there's any more to the lineup. That's just
Boom Boom throw bombs out for no reason. And wait, you got Dazzler. So you're
all gonna just do flashies and stab.
And then all of a sudden they're gonna blind her, and then she's gonna go around stab. Laura's gonna go around stab everybody. Is this what we're saying?
Dazzler's gonna blind them with lights, and then Jubilee's gonna blind them with lights, and then Boom Boom's gonna startle them with lights and sound.
Right.
And then X-23 will stabby.
Wouldn't you have liked better if you got like what's the one? Rachel Summers, Laura, or either Gabby? You could have got either one of those. Then you do a little Psylocke, and then you do a little. Then you could do one of the sparkly girls. You could either do Dazzler or.
Well, it's too late. They've already got it.
I hope this is like All Out Avengers and not in continuity.
It's going to be confusing as hell.
Marvel continuity is,
Yeah. It's like DC, but worse. Yeah.
It's all right. You guys can get yourself another donut because they're giving away another donut if you trade in pins. I don't know. You're buying donuts for pins to get comics. I don't get it.
What the fuck is this shit?
It's just a parody of.
It's too complicated for me. I'm just not going to bother. So,
all right, moving on.
Let's talk about some wrestling.
Wrestling. Hey, Steve, do you know we talk wrestling on this show?
No, because I'm not ready for it.
Well, Lacey Evans is back. I hope you're ready for that. And she's got a whole new shtick. She's leaning into like the military and not being that crazy Southern belle that she was. Looks like she's a face, not a heel anymore.
Cool
So
story.
is that in continuity?
Yeah, I don't know.
Continuity? Yeah.
Next is not even like the A squad. It's like the roundups. All right.
And then I don't understand why they got to change people's names, but these guys were in UK, NXT UK, brought over to regular NXT, and then they got called up. Not only did they change everything from black outfits to red outfits, they changed all their names for no reason.
Speedo?
No, the one dude's name was Walter. Now they changed his name to Gunther. And the other guy's name is Ludwig Kaiser.
Why are we doing this?
Look, if you don't know, he's from Germany, and his name is Ludwig Kaiser.
Oh my god!
Yep, that's how original they are. Let's change their name to something ridiculous.
The Germans.
Oh,
not Aqualad.
All right. This, I don't know if this is a good idea for them to do it or not, but it looks like they're pushing to unite the tag team belts.
They do such bad tag teams there. They just need to stop. You
don't like RK Bro?
I like RK Bro, but these two idiots are terrible.
They're not terrible. They're getting too much of a push, but they're not terrible.
If they any other century, they'd be jobbers.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's the whole storyline, I guess, now is Roman's pushing his cousins to go unite their belts as well. But we'll see how it plays out. This I thought was kind of funny. I don't know if anybody watched Raw this week, but it started with Miz and Cody talking, and Miz had to correct Cody on a couple of things that he said that apparently you're not supposed to say in WWE. Like calling wrestlers wrestlers.
Oh, because they're supposed to be entertainers.
Yeah, no, they're superstars. So Miz had to jump in with superstars.
I just can't believe the Miz is a thing, because my only exposure to the Miz was like on the Real World, where he was like, this dorky kid who was actually pretty funny with like coming up with like this whole Miz persona. Yeah, it's like I'm in an alternate universe where it actually
worked.
Yeah. It didn't work. No, it happened.
It worked.
It does not work. It was funny because he was like, you as a kid. He was a grown up as a kid. Right. Things like,
it still works.
Not good. No. He's
ruined. It works for what it is.
It
works. He gets a reaction out of people. That's all you want. Doesn't have to be good. Doesn't have to be bad. He gets a reaction. That's the purpose. And plus, have you watched his Miz and Mrs. show?
Yeah, the reaction.
Entertaining.
I just changed the channel whenever he's on. I'm like,
the Miz and Mrs. show is pretty entertaining.
They could take these two guys and just like put them in the bottom of the ocean, and I don't think anybody misses them.
The other thing I think he corrected him on was Cody said he wanted to win a belt, and then Miz had to correct it. They don't say belts; they say titles, because a belt is to hold up your pants, which is what the Vince McMahon saying was.
I have no idea about this vernacular. I totally get my ass kicked by these guys.
Did anybody tell Cody Rhodes that just because he's got a lisp like his dad, that doesn't mean that he needs to bleach his hair blonde?
It's his look.
It's something.
All right, this is the last one for the wrestling news. It's basically that they're going to do a UK show as one of their events this year. So in September,
the sword that cuts down rings be out there. That's great. Good idea. Also, something really stupid.
Yeah, but they'll be in Cardiff.
Okay,
but that's it just for the wrestling. We'll go over to toys real fast, and I don't know if you guys saw the Marvel Legends, but we got to see what Gore is going to look like. It's not quite what Gore looks like, but it's something. He just looks like a guy. He kind of looks like
you get this one up?
What's that?
Bane. He kind of looks like Darth Bane.
Yeah, he does look a little bit like Bane, but he also kind of looks like I can't think of what his name was. Mads Mikkelsen's character in the first Doctor Strange. The bad guy in the first Doctor Strange. They all look like this.
Or didn't someone else say he looked like the Prometheus character?
Oh, he does. Yeah, that too. With shoeless, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, he looks very like peaceful, right? In the all white and everything, and
I wanted Voldemort with tentacles. But then we also got to see some of the boxes, like I don't know, the stuff that got shared out there. So these are the other characters we'll see. The Valkyrie and Mighty Thor,
8 Thors, and Star Lord,
and a teenage Groot.
Oh, good lord!
And then kind of an update on last week where we had the Marvel Legends Moon Knight. We're gonna get Mr. Knight as a figure as well.
Well, now that they ruined that character, why would anybody want it?
Oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Not only that, we're gonna get all of the Spideys as Marvel Legends too, apparently next year. So we're gonna get the Toby and Andrew Garfield versions of Spidey as figures.
Didn't we already get them?
Well, we're gonna get new ones.
Fair.
And then Hasbro had another event this week. It wasn't Star Wars. This was Transformers this week, and they just released a whole bunch of new figures.
They do so much better than Star Wars.
I don't like that they're plastic.
Yeah, I get that.
It just seems so. It doesn't. I don't know. It just seems cheap. Like I feel like I'm going to break it.
Yeah.
Part of when I had Transformers is you didn't think you were going to break them because they were metal.
Fair enough.
But the one I liked best was this dude, Motor Master, because he was like the black and purple, the evil Optimus Prime kind of thing, and he was part of I forget which big guy they formed. They formed a big guy, the Combaticons, I think they were. But anyway, this is like $90, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, for plastic, it's way too crazy.
Exactly, for plastic. So I'm not buying it, but it's still kind of cool.
Right.
We'll jump over to games. Not a lot here for games. Even the first one's more movie related, just kind of talking about how Sonic and Uncharted have shown that you can make money with video game movies. Because before now, Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed, Mortal Kombat, they never really were hits. They were okay. These, I guess, are hits. Right. So I think we got something. Maybe more coming.
Looks good.
This is more for you, Marco, because you like this dude. But apparently there was an Easter egg found 11 years later.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much. He worked on the next version of this game. So, I think when the update came in, I think they're probably I don't think it
that's
was
where he snuck in this.
There's also
this
to the left shelf. That's his real name. Yeah, and he wasn't the Doc back then. So he was actually doing stuff for the company. He was stuff. And actually to the left, there's a whole thing.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other books and things.
I think it's a new ad, and I think it's kind of misleading. I don't think that Easter egg was there 14 years ago. So
yeah,
I like the Doc sometimes. You got to remember he's a character. I think too many people don't realize that it's a shoot, but
really, he doesn't actually walk around in life looking like this.
Oh, people think he really is a jackass. He really walks around like that. But yeah,
with that mustache and the Oakleys, that's not a
no. They really think it. They think they.
Is he related to Kenny Powers?
Yeah, it's kind of like the the streaming video game version of Kenny Powers. He just talks a lot of shit. He does stuff. He blames everything. He'll be like, the fucking game, it sucks. I can't hear anything. It's like, dude, you're just not that good. He calls himself the 2-time champ, Blockbuster 89 and 90. And there was no 89-99 Blockbuster championship. And people buy into it. They think there was, and he gets a lot of kids really, really worked up. Makes a lot of money.
Kind of like how that one guy calls me one of the greatest comic book minds, right?
But you are.
Bullshit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit for me.
This is just saying that GTA 6 will possibly have multiple cities.
Mm-hmm.
This screenshot is a bit of a letdown, because it's a house.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for sharing this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
For the screenshot.
Hey, I'm psyched for the game. This gets my motors running.
It doesn't look like it's fully even rendered. This is fucking horrible.
Well, that was that. And we'll get to our final segment, which is our streaming and TV news. All streaming stuff, but we'll start in with the Stranger Things trailer drop for part 1 of season 4.
Okay.
I don't know why they're splitting it, but I guess they're splitting it. Okay. It's going to start end of May, and then the second half is July 4th or something. So it's not a long break, but there's still a break between the first and second half of this 4th season.
Yeah, it looked like a UFO.
I just want to see it. I don't want to see the trailer.
I do too. But there we got a new creature villain thing. Looks like a leash to me. What is that? Is that what it's called? LICH, like the dead
Leech.
That's it. Looks like one of those to me. Going over to HBO Max, and we talked about Aqualad. This is the project we're gonna get, which is gonna be about the first openly gay hero, I guess. So a lot of people have been buying this book. Well, not this book. Well, I guess they're buying this book too, but his first appearance in comics, which we will get to when we get to 5 and 5.
Yeah, I did sell it brightest day 4 this week, so
people have been buying that one. But that's coming.
Now, if they just do the others.
Oh, the other. You're not getting the others.
I'm getting the others.
Okay.
He's literally going to every con and saying he's going to be part of the Star Wars. Is this?
Well, this is. I don't know if this. I don't believe this is true. I think he's just speaking out of turn. I don't think it's coming this summer. But like, why would Giancarlo be the one telling everybody when it's going to get released?
Yeah. Oh, that's what you're saying. This summer. Okay.
Yeah. No. It's saying it will return this summer. I don't think Mando's coming out this summer. I think we got to wait until Christmassy time. Personally, because that's when they said initially. Why would they bump it up?
Because they moved it down. He probably finishes shooting in the summertime. That's probably why he said it.
Yeah, maybe. And then there's rumors of more announcements coming at Celebration. One of the rumors being we're going to get something Cal Kestis related.
That would be the video game. We already kind of know what we're getting on the comic. We kind of know what we're getting.
No, but they're saying it could be a show.
Oh,
rumors.
Oh, rumors. Fake rumors. Okay.
Yeah, they're all rumors.
Yeah, but not what they promised us that we're going to get scenes from the second video from the video game.
Probably. I'm assuming it's probably just going to be the video game, but hey, that's rumors are.
They're going to announce the video. Okay. All right. Whatever.
Ironheart. I know we talked about Coogler signing on to have some sort of supervisory role, but they did announce a couple of directors that they hired, so we still don't know what the series is going to be. I mean, but at least they're hiring talent. So,
when will this come out? 2 years, maybe, if it keeps on this track.
23, probably. I would guess this is probably 2023.
23. Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, they're hiring directors now, so they're going to start. They already have the cast. Well, some of the cast.
Right. Yeah, but she's supposed to show up in Wakanda Forever, so it makes sense that Coogler's.
They've been shooting. How they've been shooting stuff? It's like they have one fucking studio or 2 studios over there, and like their shooting schedule's fucked.
They're also shooting in multiple places. They shoot in England. They shoot in Georgia. They shoot wherever they can find places. But like Steve said, she's going to be in Black Panther 2 first, which is I think May. I think that's when it's supposed to come out.
They're talking about live action, right?
May? No.
Yeah.
I thought it was November.
Well, see, and if it's November, that's even worse. Like this is going to come after. They're not going to have Ironheart first. She's got to show up.
Yeah, Ironheart's going to come after.
After, exactly.
Yeah, so 24, right?
Maybe. Who knows? But another one that might get pushed is they're talking about they might push She-Hulk because it doesn't have a date yet. But I know there's been a lot of stories about disagreements of tone and reshoots and things like that. So who knows if it's really getting
I'm really glad that I fast-tracked all those She-Hulk books to CGC and CBCS because I was worried that it was going to premiere in August.
You got time. Got time. There's still plenty of time to get on the She-Hulk train.
Tell CGC. That's what I'll do when I call CGC tomorrow. I'll go. They supposedly they pushed it back. Can you slow track those instead?
You guys could be cool. You can work on other stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I did that when I was getting my car fixed. I was telling them, you know what? Don't rush. I was like, because I get to work from home as long as my car is in the shop. So you gotta take your time.
Right.
Take your time.
Right.
And then work was like, no, you got to come back. And I was like, oh, when's my car ready? Because I don't want to pay for a rental to go to work.
No.
But we'll see what happens with She-Hulk. Margot popped out, but this is our lead into talking about Moon Knight because this is a very misleading headline. They did introduce a potential character, persona. I don't see how it's a game changer. I think the game changer is a bit of an overstatement.
Game changer? I mean, So we can't. We're trying not to spoil this.
I don't know. I'm fine spoiling. I don't know what you guys in the chat think about that as we wait for Marco to come back, because I know he can't wait to give you his impressions on Moon Knight, which are going to be much harsher than mine because it may not have been a great episode.
These last 3 episodes, I think I'll be waiting a long time, so people can spoil them for me because I'm in no rush to see these last 3.
Oh, we're talking about Moon Knight.
Yeah, this is our Moon Knight lead-in. But do you think this headline's a bit misleading?
What do you think it is?
I mean, the character, the persona that was introduced, that there's a third, basically.
We talked about last week, Jake Lucky. Yeah, we already know that.
Yeah. But do you think it's a game changer? That's what I think is misleading. Like,
No.
I don't know how that's a game changer.
No, I actually don't like what they're doing with it. Like, remember, Mark.
I thought you would. That's the thing. I thought you would like it because I think the implication being that this persona is the more violent. So this is the I'll cut Bushmaster's face type of, and that's kind of what they talked about in the article, that maybe they could go to that more extreme area.
No, I mean, I just thought, like, no, why would you just have Mark be the mercenary? Like, they hinted in this last show that he shot the dad already, and now you're going to make the Jake Lucky character going to be doing, like, why can't we have Jake?
Well, plus they always cut to the aftermath anyway, so it's not like you're going to see Jake Lockley cutting off anyone's face anyway. You'll just see the face, on the ground, and Steven or Mark.
This just sets Mark up.
Why is that face on the ground?
Right.
Mark is now going to be the guy in the middle. Should I be good or should I be bad? Should I do?
Yeah, that was stupid where they did the slap thing. What if it's him? What if it's him that's actually doing it? What if he's trying to take over? I mean, because in the comics, he tries to take over Mark, all the body. He tries to take over Mark's body. So he took over all the personalities. And you saw him. He was like, Mark, why don't you just get rid of that little, like, he's always talking shit to about Steven. You never know. Could he have been trying to take over Mark's body the whole time? They eventually froze him into stone. Spoiler alert.
Khonshu? You think it's just Khonshu?
Khonshu, yeah. I mean, they don't show anything with him. It could be Khonshu.
That's true. That's very, very true.
And now he doesn't have any. Now Moon Knight. Now this is the bullshit. Moon's got no fucking powers. Great, you took the best thing out. And by the way, as good as the back half of 2 was last week, this week, like the fight scene was weird. It looked weird because they had that spotlight in the background, which made, for some reason, they didn't overlay the CGI, so it looked really off. I watched 2 different devices, like when he was in the ring with the guy stabbing him. They've killed off Midnight already. So Earl, no, that guy's dead, right? In real life, the guy who plays Midnight's dead in real life.
Yeah.
So that sucks because that would have been a good villain. They I like the girlfriend. She's still pretty good. They gave a little backstory for her. But even like Ethan didn't he, as much as he stood out in other episodes, he didn't stand out in this.
They didn't give him a lot to do in this one. Like, he did have, I mean, they had the trial scene, I guess.
Trial thing was stupid.
It was very cliched. Like, he didn't get a lot like good to work with. It was just kind of standardized. I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, I don't know what they're talking about.
This guy's unbalanced.
Yeah, and then they go, "Can you answer any questions?" He's about to go answer the questions. They go, "You're guilty." Like, what was that? That wasn't even a thing, man. It was just okay.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. It was,
Yeah, this is the first series where, I feel like if I don't see the rest of the episodes, like I'll be good. Like it's not like Wednesday and next Wednesday I'll be like, oh my gosh, I gotta.
I don't know. I still want to know where they're going.
Yeah, I mean they're halfway through already, though. Right.
I know. That's what I mean. I want to see how we're going to wrap this up.
But okay, so this was the thing. A lot of people in the chat had said after episode 1, just wait. And like last week, it looked like we were starting to get a payoff. But I feel that episode 3 now has backtracked.
It has, because you take Moon Knight out of the equation, technically, then what do we have?
What do you want? You don't deserve it. BK's full of it, man. He's out of control tonight. I mean, if I had to rank them, I mean, like the 3 episodes, 2 obviously is like up here-ish. Nothing's up here. There's nothing up here. 2's here. 1 and 3 are like, oh man. Like, I actually forgot I was watching this at one point and then like got up and went to go do something else and then came back and was like, oh crap, I was watching that. Like, that's not good, dude, especially for a fan of this. And by the way, when I actually talked to people at LCS and other people, and mainly even I was with MCM.
With your clipboard?
Huh?
With your clipboard?
My clipboard.
Yeah.
I was over on MCM last weekend talking to those guys, and they're like, yeah, and I know that McClay, and I think and we'll probably have next week, we'll probably bring Kyle on too. Like, they're not, none of us are mad, but we're just like, man, this isn't like, we were Moon Knight fans, and like, it's so far from what Moon Knight is. Like, you can change stuff up. I'm not saying you have to make my Moon Knight. There's plenty of different actual Moon Knights depending on who was writing it. You don't have to do them all, but like, you're so far fucking removed from what Moon Knight is at this point. Like, this is more half-ass Indiana Jones than it is fucking Moon Knight.
I wish they, you know what? When I was watching the episode, I was hoping, I was like, I wish they'd make it more like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole scene where they're digging in the desert, I thought about Indiana Jones. They're digging. I thought they were going to be Nazis digging in the desert. Like, that's what it seemed like at a point.
We can't say that word.
Yeah. Right.
You're the one who told me we can't.
I'm not sure if we can. That's like one of the words they don't like us.
Well,
saying.
it's done now.
I think you can't call people that.
No.
I don't know.
But yes, we are talking about Indiana Jones, and yes, the villains of the film who are digging in the deserts with the symbols.
I thought that's, I mean, it seemed a lot like that. And then, by the way, he's like, dig, hurry up, dig. So you figure they get someplace, you figured they would have done something in this episode. Nothing happened in this episode. What happened in this episode?
Khonshu lost his powers. Khonshu got frozen in stone.
Oh, okay.
We learned the names of the other gods and who their avatars were.
We learned their avatars. Thank you. That's all.
There's other avatars. We learned.
Don't you forget
they're digging in the desert.
Don't you remember the 20-minute education that Steven gave us with the fucking posters and all that horse shit in the first one, where I was like, why are we learning about Egyptian mythology?
What confused me though? What confused me is when they had the pieces of the goddamn puzzle that they took from the dude's sarcophagus, whatever. They're in the desert, sitting on top of a hood with the headlights on, trying to put it together, and he's like, "We need Steven." Okay, he calls Steven, but why the hell did he go off into the dark to go figure out the puzzle? Like, why couldn't he stay where he was?
Right, and why did he
I'll be right back
on the ground?
He took 4 steps and went in the dark where he can't see and solved the puzzle. I'm like, how did he have to do that? That just made no sense to me. But that aside,
honestly,
it's like they took the Eternals and made it into a series.
I don't think it's quite that. Deadly Venom, what's going on? I didn't read Moon Knight, so to me, the show, okay. The show's dope though. Really. I don't think I'm sorry. Like, I don't think even if you like, this is what you wanted out of 3 parts of a 6-part series, you wanted a lame guy running around talking about Egyptian gods and getting fired from working at a thing, telling bad jokes and dropping stuff all the time. That Moon Knight, then there, I so. What this is the problem. The comic,
no, the 4 Deadly Venoms is like an old fart like me, so he's using the old use of he's saying it's dopey.
Oh, dopey.
It's dopey. This is the show's dopey. Yeah,
with a little French accent on the end is dopey.
Yeah. I don't know if I am too harsh. Like, I'm still watching it. I think Steve is because he doesn't, but he wasn't vested. I'm going to watch it because I was vested in Moon Knight. Right?
I think that's part of the
and
problem.
I have no
you're too emotionally
yeah.
connected to the character.
I don't think so. I think no. I think that's the misnomer. Like, when you ask people who read it, they don't care because Moon Knight has changed so much. I mean, come on, we had a series, Lemire series.
But you're still complaining about why it's not like that it could have been. Because you know of what it could be, because you read stories, and you have the stories you like. You know what it could be, so that's what you're comparing it against.
Oh, I'm comparing it to like being entertaining. It's not very entertaining.
But it's not entertaining for you. But can you say that these people should not be entertained because they are?
But I know about this much about Moon Knight.
Fucking grass grow, and that shit's fucking entertaining to him. And feel free, if you want to watch some fucking grass grow or some fucking paint dry, go ahead and watch this. But right now, that's what it's watching. And if you ask a lot of people who are comic book fans and have read the series, they'll say, "Yeah, this is watching fucking grass grow." Do you want me to say that, Pete?
Yeah,
yes.
It's the least accessible. It's the least accessible Disney series. You know, the others, you know, you could show it to your mother, your wife, you know, your kids. this is kind of like what WTF,
I'm just telling you, like, I will give the one part that you're like, okay, that kind of could have been funny was when the guy was licking the knife and put his face.
Yeah, and he punched him.
That was funny. But then you had this dumb thing where he's like, no, I'm going to take over. And he gets stabbed as Mr. Knight. And then's like, oh, baby Nutty. I mean, like, they do stuff that just, I mean, maybe I don't get it.
Again,
man.
you don't find it entertaining, but others
You find it entertaining.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah. Like two people in the world, Pete and somebody else, Pete and BK. Find that shit entertaining. That's fine. I mean, like, that's okay, I guess. Comic book drippy truck, thank you. But like, there's you do understand, and you understand. What did he just say? What did BK's fucking with you, right? Like, let's stop. Real life now. BK's just joking around. We do understand BK's just doing this to be funny. But here, like, this is what he's saying. Wait till when groundbreaking episode 4 comes. 4 out of 6, man. Like, come on. Man. No, I mean, I get it. I hear 5 and 6 are really great. Like, but I want a 6-part series that's good. You know what I mean?
I know that, but that's all I'm saying is you keep saying that you're not letting your fandom get in the way, but it is.
No.
Just be honest that it is.
Opinion on quality. It's not quality. It really isn't quality.
All you're doing is complain about what you're not getting.
Okay, Pete, have you gotten any story motion that's worthwhile? You're the guy that always complains about filler and pacing. You're telling me episode 3 was a good pace?
You might not like the story they are telling, but they are telling a story. And I don't think they're slow playing it. I don't think that. Think of what has happened. Again, let me lay it out. Here, let me lay it out for you. You may not like the story. That's fair. You don't like the story. You wanted something else. They introduced you to a character who was a little goofy guy working at a gift shop in the first episode who found out he was part of something bigger and had another personality inside of him. He was the Moon Knight character. That was a lot for a person to take in one episode. In the second episode, you then learn that he is also married, and then there's this Khonshu, and there's the villain. Like, they've grown it. Now in the third episode, he's even part of something even larger with other avatars of other Egyptian gods. They are building a story. There is a story that is being told. You may not like it.
People forget
there is a story that's being told.
This is a 2. People forget Book of Fett. Let's build a crescendo. Let's build a crescendo.
Don't put them. These aren't the same.
Building crescendo.
Book of Fett was a mess.
Last week was a different story. You go back and watch last week's review. I said it's cool because that second half is good. They're starting to build it up. It's great. What they did was they started to go up with 2, and then they went whoop right back down with 3. That's not a crescendo.
You didn't like what they chose to do. All I'm saying is they are telling a story. You just don't like the story that they've diverted to. That's all I'm saying. You may not like the path they chose, but they are telling a story, and it makes sense.
How? He's now.
I just got excited that they mentioned Madripoor. That was the highlight.
Madripoor was a nice little name drop.
Yeah, that was.
Which is going to. Yeah. I feel it's going to get great. Yeah, get great at the end, which is going to be frustrating. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have no doubt that episode 6 probably will be good. But just like we saw, I think you're misunderstanding, Pete, because they've given us great parts. And when somebody says, I don't expect it to be a masterpiece, no, but if you gave us 25 minutes of greatness, which they did, I think everybody can accept the back half of episode 2 was great. Is anybody going to say no? Chat, anybody going to say no? No. Yeah. So why couldn't we have gotten that for at least 2 episodes, if not 3 episodes of the same quality, where it's not corny joke arounds that don't make sense, where it's not like, oh, we're losing our power or we're trying to just whatever the fuck they're doing. Like, why couldn't we just
I hear what you're saying, but I still think you're getting too high and too low because, I mean, 25 minutes, I'm still not going to say it was a masterpiece. I enjoyed it, sure, but it's not like it was the best fucking 25 minutes I've ever seen.
Here's what I look like, or here's what I look for in the MCU streaming shows. Like, each show sort of has a overarching, theme. Like WandaVision, was grief. I think, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that was, kind of, the nature of justice, maybe. But, that's how I've kind of looked at a lot of the shows. I'm not sure what the theme of Moon Knight is.
No,
like,
I agree.
you know, like
It's identity.
What is it?
Identity.
Identity? I
Yeah,
mean,
what
Just
does that
knowing
mean?
you're
What are you fucking talking about? That's not a thing. Talk about things. Identity? That's not a thing, bro.
knowing
No.
who you are.
I don't.
Knowing who you are.
I'm
as a
grasping
person.
at straws.
I'm not grasping at straws. I'm like, that's the basics of the character. Like he has. Well, I'm just saying, just a multiple
You're
identity.
not helping the situation. You're making it worse.
How?
You're making it worse.
How?
Because they took a character that is supposed to be the
Again,
dark.
you keep going with the supposed to. If you were
Moon Knight. They have to base it. You don't fucking take a character. Okay, if they made Batman, and instead of making fucking Batman, they made Sparkly Pants vampire fucking movie. All right. If they made Twinkle Toes vampire instead of making fucking Batman, you think people would go like, "Hey, this is supposed to be Batman. Can we have fucking Batman show up? Can we actually have Bruce Wayne and fucking Batman show up? Maybe one time in fucking Batman." Think about how that movie would have gone if you had no fucking Bruce Wayne and no fucking Batman. Because right now they made a show called Moon Knight that has no fucking Moon Knight in it and no fucking Mark Spector, no fucking Steven, and no fucking Jake. So you tell me what the fuck that is, because it is not Moon Knight. You can't say, oh, it's not your Moon Knight.
So you're telling me in our 3 episodes we haven't seen a character called Moon Knight in a all white outfit with a cloak and little moon scepter spear things and a cape. You didn't see that guy. I'm pretty sure I saw that guy. You didn't see the mercenary Mark Spector character named Mark Spector doing his thing. You didn't see that either.
Mercenary. No, you didn't see that. No, you didn't. You saw a promo. You saw 2 promo pieces of a character kind of looking like Moon Knight, but not really Moon Knight. That's all you got. That's all you got, man. You got 20 minutes of it. In a 3-hour show, you got 20 minutes of anything that resembled Moon Knight.
But what again I am saying is,
you're wearing a shirt that has 3 fucking Moon Knight comics in it.
I know that. But what I'm keep trying to get to across to you is that you're just not getting your Moon Knight.
Oh, I take any one of those 3 fucking Moon Knights that are on your shirt right now. Any one. Those are 3 completely different fucking Moon Knights.
You're just not getting your Moon Knight. But did we not see a character called Moon Knight? And if you go off the basics of the character and what the basic bottom line of what he is based off of,
we got two characters. We got Moon Knight and Mr. Knight. I mean, it's like a bonanza.
No. That's like putting Aquaman, saying you're watching Batman, and then fucking Aquaman shows up and goes like, "That's fucking Batman." That's it. You gave us fucking Aquaman. You can't. These fucking fish and shit.
I think this is going to be the first Marvel series that takes a C-list character and elevates them to the C-list.
Dante, I'm not trying to blow my load quickly. I'm just trying to get a little pre-warm up. I'm trying to get a little fluffing going on here, bro. Like, that's it. I just want a little fluffing. I'm very easy to please. Believe me, I'm not usually this critical. Believe it or not, I'm not usually this critical of things that are okay. You know what I mean? I'll say like, oh, these are the problems, but it's okay. Moon Knight is disappointing. It is very disappointing. Yeah, Frenchie's not there either.
I don't really know much about the characters. I don't have any great love for the character. So, all they could do is, there was all upside for me. Yeah. I mean, I guess there could be. I guess I'll continue to watch, and see if it gets better. But I'm not like on the Midnight train.
You want to know? No, he wants to ask us, so it's easy. I had no problem with WandaVision. I actually liked it. I had no problem with Winter Soldier. Actually liked it. Had no problem with Black Widow. Actually, I really like Black Widow. I actually really like Black Widow. I had no problem with any of those, man. I had no problem with Bad Batch. I had no problem with any of the Clone Wars, Rebels, name something. I'll tell you if I have a problem with it. Book of Fett and this. 2 things I've had problems with. And by the way, I was positive on Book of Fett because I was hoping for more.
I know, but I still think you were just getting too high and too low is all I'm saying. Because I know you're saying like you had no problem. I still had problems with Falcon Winter Soldier. There's still problems. I'm not saying it was a great thing. Hawkeye, I still have problems with it.
You could Hawkeye
like problems with Moon Knight.
Oh, there's difference between in all those series you just mentioned, they actually put out a somewhat characteristic that somehow represented them. Maybe not in complete feel, It wasn't 100% accurate. I don't have that problem. It doesn't have to be my version. It has to be a
The room's shaking.
I know. I saw that too. Everything's shaking.
Do you guys think like Elaine will show up in the last episode in the end credits and recruit Harrow to come join?
I think he's going to bring back. He's going to bring back Killmonger, and then that's going to be the next Black Panther. That's
okay. Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah.
Whose Moon Knights are? Yeah. Please. Eric has a good question. See, you guys all ignore the people in chat that are comic book heads that read lots of comic books. Not that everybody else that is criticizing me isn't. I'm not saying that BK isn't or Venom, but comic book heads want to know, Pete, if
you're getting the MCU version of Moon Knight.
The what?
Yeah.
The MCU version of Moon Knight.
That's
just
true.
like you got the MCU version of Hawkeye.
No. The problem with the difference is the MCU version of Hawkeye actually had some legitimate comic book background of fucking Hawkeye, right? Like
which pieces? Like we can get into that if you really want to. Like
they actually brought in bad guys that kind of were. They did some funnying around. They did the Kate Bishop bullshit together. They did some of the cornier shit. They did some of the cornier shit with Hawkeye, but they still did Hawkeye.
All I'm saying is the basic bottom lines of Hawkeye is he's a guy who wears purple and has a bow. Moon Knight is a guy who wears all white and has a mat. Like that's what I'm talking about. You're getting that version.
And he throws half moons at people.
Yeah, see, that's it. You just did what you. No, that's not what Moon Knight is. That's not true. That's not true. No, we're not. We're also not getting this. We're not. Not at all. That's what I'm saying. We're not getting anything. We're not getting anything of it. Not a thing. You're giving us literally they're and they changed it, by the way. If you look, one of the costumes was the Lemire costume for Moon Knight. The other costume was what was it? The Finch costume. Like you're kind of giving us portions of the costumes too, but that's all we're getting. We're getting portions of the costume.
All I'm trying to say is that Moon Knight as a character, as he has been for years, doesn't really have that singular vision, which is why you are not getting a singular Moon Knight now. You're getting the Crib Notes version that they're throwing together that fits their movie universe, that fits into the story they want to tell, which is basically a character tied to Egyptian lore that has multiple personalities. The personalities they chose to use may be in name only, but they are still multiple and different individual personalities. They may not be the same ones from your comic books. They may not be millionaire Stephen Grant. He may be gift shop Stephen Grant, but they gave you a Stephen Grant, a Mark Spector, and potentially a Jake Lockley. That's all I'm saying. They're giving you the version they want to tell.
And we're getting Gold Statue Frenchie. Gold Statue Frenchie.
Yeah, right? Statue. Oh, no, that's not Frenchie. It's the homeless guy. That's not even Frenchie.
Yeah, that's Crowley or Crawley.
Whatever.
Right.
I get it. You're not happy, but
like all the time,
it's not that bad.
Yes, it is. All the times, and I always am like, I'm the first guy to say, no, it doesn't need to be rated R. No, it's not about that. But Patrick makes a good sense. This is supposed to be the Midnight Suns, the dark version, the maybe actually for us, maybe for adult comic. Like that's what Moon Knight is. If you're just gonna say personas, fuck off. If you're gonna actually say like, okay, Hawkeye is a throwaway character, right? That little goofy. So
that's what you wanted, but that doesn't mean that's what they were gonna sell you.
That's what they did with Hawkeye. Same thing with Scarlet Witch. They let Scarlet Witch kind of be what it was. You know what I mean? They did the same thing with Winter Soldier and Falcon. They've done it with everything. The one character that
this is what I think is going to happen. Because now that I'm thinking about the theme, okay, we've had some good comments in the chat and everything about and I think I first came up with it was is it identity? Here's what I think is going to happen by episode 6, and I'm totally being serious now. It's going to be because right now, Steven and Mark are fighting for control on everything. It's going to be that let's all coexist. Mark, we can all be a part of.
They're already kind of giving you that too.
Instead of fighting your disorder, making the most of it and making the most of all those identities. I think that's where we're heading.
Yes.
It
was just boring. I hope we get more of that second half.
Yeah, boring. It is boring.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
The biggest this is boring. Like, you could say it's you criticizing because it's not the characters. That's not it. I don't care. I just don't make it boring, and they've made it boring. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Eh.
And I think his wife may screw him over. I think she may be the villain.
He tries to make her the Avatar at one point, and they said it earlier in. So, like, I hope. I mean, that might be an interesting take, which wouldn't be an interesting take that they did in the comic books, which I would find acceptable. Like, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be like the comic books. Like,
I get that, and I'm not trying to be the defender. I'm trying to say that Moon Knight's the greatest show out in the world because it's not. I'm not trying to defend it in that way. I'm just trying to it's not garbage. It is what it is. It is. I'd rather continue to watch Moon Knight than go and see Morbius again or watch Morbius.
I don't know. I think Morbius.
I know, but that's just my preference. That's all I'm saying. But neither of them are great. And we're talking about, do you want to eat a Dairy Queen hamburger or you want to eat a McDonald's hamburger? They're both going to be pretty shitty on your digestive system, but you got to pick one.
No, I think you eat the big because you know what you're right. You never know what the fuck you're going to get eating a hamburger at an ice cream shop, but you know at a McDonald's what it's going to be, and that's it. Moon Knight is fucking DQ. You're like, why the fuck is there a hamburger in a Dairy Queen? They shouldn't even be serving that.
Gamble.
Huh?
I'm a gambling man. I would gamble on the hamburger at the ice cream place because maybe they can give me something because I know what I'm going to get at the other place and it's going to make me upset and make me ill. Like, I'm not going to feel.
Well, Moon Knight is like Moon Knight is the 3 different hamburgers you get going to 3 different, just rando, joints.
I don't know. I think
we spent like an hour talking about
fucking the fish sandwich at White Castle. At least at McDonald's, you're not going to die from it. All right. Next up.
I'm just saying it's not the worst thing in the world. It's probably still a C+, B- at best. That's all I'm saying.
I know the chat understands that the people out there understand that I set my expectation for these things pretty fucking low. So if you aren't making it to this level, then there's this problem. All right, let's get into the comics. They came here for comics. Let's talk about
I'm ready for Miss Marvel already.
Oh, Jesus.
At least that will be no, because I know what it's going to be. I'm okay with Miss Marvel because it is what it's going to be.
I know it is what it's going to be, and it's something I don't really want
it might actually be like entertaining and like
you accept
not take itself so seriously. And
you accept that you're going to get Diaries of a Wimpy Kid, and they come with Diaries of a Wimpy Kid, I'm okay with that. If all of a sudden they give us some weird ass shit that's like, I don't know, half Stranger Things, half Gummy Bears, I might be like, what the fuck is this? I'm out, bro. Like, just crazy.
That sounds kind of cool to me. You give me Stranger Things and Gummy Bears mixed together. I don't know. I'm kind of down for that.
Z plus for Moon Knight. That's exact the problem. Yeah,
that's
I guess.
What I'm saying. You're trying to make it out like I'm trying to argue as this being like the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I don't even think it's C plus. I think it's a C at this point. It was a C plus last week. This week it's a C.
But anyway, which of the two we're going to do first? Do we want to go 5 and 5, or we want to hit with Forgotten first?
What Steve has to say. He's one of the greatest minds in comics. So let's see what he has to say about the 5 and 5.
Well, you know what? We should probably do Forgotten first because it ties into Moon Knight a little bit.
First it is then. Thank you for asking me my opinion and then tell me something completely opposite.
I just thought about it. I just had to sit and consider for a second. So we're going to do this first.
All my bars are set very low, Kenneth.
All right. So for those of you who watch the channel and may not watch the channel, I used to do this show on Fridays as one of the few that I would do, whether I talk about first appearances, variants, or second prints. But these are Forgotten first. And I figured, you know what? Let's just do it here on Wednesday because I haven't had time to do it separately. So let's just squeeze it in here.
If you like it here, let's see what we can do.
Let's see what we can do. And it's basically just going to be some like, again, what the title is, Forgotten First. These are first appearances you may not have been aware of that are just out there. They're not super expensive. These aren't like the hot 10 books or anything like that. These are just things you should just be mindful of. You're digging in a box. It's kind of fun little thing to go dig out. First being Hope Pym. Yes, there actually is an appearance of Hope Pym. She's not exactly the same character that's in the MCU, but there is a character called Hope. She is a Pym. She's actually a villain, but in A-Next number 7, we do get a first appearance in cameo, if you want to be very technical about it, I guess. I don't like doing the cameo first full nonsense. That's not what I do. So I'm just going to show you exactly what's in this book. And in A-Next, number 7, all you get is this, the shadowy legged talking character. That's all it is in this book. But it's her. But you don't get much of her. You don't actually really get her until issue 12 later on, and where she's on the cover as the Red Queen, and inside she has these Revengers, these villains. But that's more of the full, I guess. But 7 is that first appearance. That was her. So
was this because her dad beat her mom?
I don't know. This is like that weird alternate kids take in the future Avengers of like Juggernaut's son, and I don't know, some crazy story.
You know where these A-Next number 7s are in my boxes? They're right next to my Aquaman number 7s alphabetically. Yeah.
So maybe we'll get the others.
Yeah.
But look,
I'm still waiting for A-Next 7 to take off. But go ahead, Pete. Sorry.
Oh, as I was saying, this still does all right. I mean, $10 to $15, it ain't too bad for like what could be potentially a dollar bin book if you go flipping and digging for it. Yeah, keep an eye out for it. 9/8 over 160 with 12 bids. Oh.
Yeah, because who's really digging these out of the boxes when you're flipping through real quickly for a collection, you're not looking for this shit.
No, this is not the box. This is not a type of book that gets pulled. Somebody buys a new collection. This isn't like, ooh, this is one of the gems. This is the things like, all right, this is the fodder I get rid of and go. And you might be able to score it. So weird things. You find it for $1. Then you can
so maybe I'll go list it now.
Might make a few bucks.
Probably make $60 on Whatnot with that book.
I was waiting it to get from $10 to $15, but okay.
This is why I figured we should go here since we spent so much time talking about Moon Knight. I was thinking of last week when he was Khonshu was saying how he was eyeing his wife Layla as a potential. Yeah, I was like, well, let's look at some other female Moon Knights, and there are a couple. One being Moon Knight 2099, who's known as Tabitha with no surname apparently.
First, you know she's going to turn into that, right? You know, Lil, she is. That's going to happen in this TV show. So just so you know.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Well, it's not going to be any of these particular characters, but these are female Moon Knights you can go dig out. So Spider-Man 2099, number 14, you can get your first Tabitha, I guess, that's Moon Knight.
What was that, like 5 years ago, 4 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, here, this is the panel inside this book that you can get. Also has the Daredevil, I guess, 2099 in it. There's more to the story. She's in more panels than this and comes back a little bit later, but this was the first. So,
what's that? $1 book?
What does this thing sell for? This thing sells for $2.40 to best offers on $4. So yes, this is a very cheap book. But hey, why not grab a book for $1?
Because as soon as the girl shows up, somebody's gonna say, you know, the first time we ever like
episode, could be her.
Episode, she's got to show up end of 4 or 5.
Yep. Somehow. We'll have an 18-hour window for these to sell.
Well, absolutely. You will. You better have them listed tomorrow.
We got another one.
Am I wrong?
Moon Knight's daughter. How about Moon Knight's daughter, Jessica Spectre?
Spectre.
She got a cool look to her. She's only showed up in this Marvel Knights 2001 Millennial Visions, and it's not really like an appearance as much as it's a. What would you call this? Like a encyclopedia entry?
Yeah. How they give like the definition things. This is like Marvel magazine or whatever. Remember when they used to have those Marvel? The hell were they called? Marvel. I can't remember what they're called.
I don't know, but this is yet another thing that those damn millennials have given us. Huh?
Those damn millennials.
That's funny. 2001.
That's all you get. That's the only appearance we have of her. This could be like $5 to $20.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even that $5 has $20 shipping because it's from the UK. So,
right.
Realistically, that's a $25 sale.
Surprising.
I love BK's comment.
And then we got we got one more. We got one more female Moon Knight, and this being I don't even want to say her name. Mariama Spectre? This is the newest, I guess.
Probably Miriam,
something like that. But this came out in the new Avengers Forever series that literally just came out in December. So this is a very new appearance.
They just had a second print of that. Did they have a second print of that this
I
week?
think there is a second print.
Yeah.
There's multiple covers as well on this. I just picked this one, but here in the background, she shows up in this issue. That's really it in the first issue. Is just that. It's not until the third issue where you get more of an introduction of who she is, and she's in the rest of the story. But 3 is more. You get more, but she was there in issue 1
this week.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's the same cover, just different style. Very low print.
I like number 1 better because I have it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she was there in issue 1, and like I said, I just showed you what was there. She's in that one panel. That was her. And this is not an expensive book. It's actually more than cover, which is surprising.
Huh.
It's $4.99 cover, but look, 3 bids to $6.
Well,
and then
doesn't this also have like Captain Carter on the cover? Or
oh yeah, she is
right? Isn't it right? If everyone could see me
right behind
pointing,
Ant-Man here.
Yeah, Captain Carter. That's why everybody
Captain Carter.
No, but 3, it's a purple bluish background for 3 for the second print. Just so
for the second print, it's just like a recolored thing.
There you go. That's it.
Ah, there. Well,
All
right. Well, and we got one more forgotten first for you, and this was a Marco's pick, which I think I like it. People do forget about Eternity. I liked all these characters, the cosmic characters from the old Silver Surfer days, and Eternity was a pretty cool character, like the In-Betweener and the Living Tribunal and all that fun stuff.
Kind of like what they're doing with a lot of the Universal stuff right now too. Even with kind of like some stuff, how they're hitting it up, it makes like at what you had Infinity Watch after Thanos disappeared, but like this character, which I was surprised because it was I keep a track of some of these characters. It was surprised. Go ahead and show the book.
Yeah, the book that it's in is Strange Tales.
Yeah, Strange Tales. It's got Dormammu, and I love Dormammu too. I think that's probably, if you ever thought about Mephisto, I think that's your connection to those two with Strange.
Yeah, because it is in the Strange story inside, not the Nick Fury one that's on the cover. But here you go. Inside, you get the nice, and there's a bunch of panels too. Like this is just one I picked.
Yeah, I just think when you're doing Universal stuff and you're also doing space stuff, eventually this character is going to show up, and I think people really, like I said, it's supposed to show up at Endgame. And I think when you start talking about Infinity Stones and how they could work and everything else, I would just say that if you want to know, I mean, I'm not like one of those guys that's going to go out and buy 50 books and then tell everybody. It's just like right now, this is on our buy list. It really is, especially so.
And depending on condition and timing, like I just grabbed a couple examples. These can be had. You saw 1965, you probably balked and like, I can't go buy that book. It's probably a couple $100. It's not. Look, 10 bids to $20. 5 bids to 46. Like these are things you could afford, especially if you check auctions.
For those people that are a little bit new to grading, like Silver Age and stuff like that, this is the perfect book to try it out with. Because you'll figure out what a 6.0 is really quickly when you do these, especially if you're buying them raw, to figure out what it is and what acceptable. And if you can figure out what 6. Like that's where I made a lot of money starting out with grading, was figuring out where the 6.0 was in Silver Age. And if you can find that out, it's been very consistent to make good money off of this, because you can buy it usually pretty cheap. You can talk dealers down all the time at a 6.0 because, sometimes the inside is what counts a little bit more than the outside, but then you'll start doing stuff on presentability. You know what I mean? Back might be a little bit different. There's a lot of things that can go into it. So if you want to learn how to grade, like you can always watch YouTubers go, look at this book. Yeah, this is, look, 5 spine ticks and like, oh, was that? Yeah, do this. Go buy a couple of these for $20 and scratch them off, because if you can get it at 6.0, I think this book, even now, as cheap as it is, sells a couple $100.
Yes,
right?
These, like I said, I grabbed some lower examples, but yes, it can sell for a lot more, depending on condition. So you can.
I think, well, James, I think that Tosin is a bad guy. You're talking about Valance, the Captain America or Captain Universe, that version of it with Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't know, but we'll see. Until next week, those are the only 5 we've got for this week. So maybe we'll do this again. If you guys like this segment, if you like looking at some forgotten first appearances, there's plenty we could talk about, even without rehashing some of the ones I already did, like D-Man and.
Trial of Galactus, that has something to do with it too. It does have a link between Doctor Strange and FF. What was that, Steve? What were you saying? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh no, I just thought James' question that was funny. Made me laugh.
Oh, because of the coloring. All right, cool. Sounds good. All right, what do we have next? Oh, now let's get into the 5 for 5.
We can do the 5 and 5. I've got to get it all set up, which will only take me a second. So let me run the intro for that. What the hell is it?
I don't know.
There it is. Good. This will make it easy for me to clip it later. They're right next to each other.
We still have Nerd Libs too, by the way, to get through.
We do. We're 2.5 hours in.
Thank you, Airboy.
Do you want to give him a quick explanation of what this is and explain it to Steve if he doesn't know?
Yeah,
What
I don't know if you've seen this before. We just started the segment a couple minutes ago. As I'm speaking faster, it's because we are going to review 5 comics in 5 minutes. They're usually something. One of them happens to do like a big sale that happened this week. One of them seems to be a comic book that came out or maybe down in the future that we think is going to have some type of value to it. And the rest are just ones that maybe came out in the news or have something else to do just randomly.
Yeah, there's volume or price jumps and or both.
We have 5 minutes to talk about them, and then when it's done, it's done. So we have to get through all 5 books. You ready?
Yeah. No, I will be in a second. Yes, just about. All right. We have a clock. We have a timer.
I'm ready.
We are ready. So we will start the clock once I find it. We didn't delete all the overlays. That's why I had a hard time finding it. We ready? We are starting now with our 5 minutes. These will be, I know this says hot comics. I mean, you can argue what hot comic means, but I think this kind of fits.
You're already running 7 seconds. We lost like 8 seconds.
I know I'm wasting a few seconds. I'm setting things up. We are going to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, the second print. This week, just I think it was today or yesterday, there was a sale of 9.8 best offer on 17 grand. They accepted $15,800 on this 9.8 of Turtles 1 second print.
I will still remember when me and a guy by the name of TJV, the dancing TJ or the B-boy TJ, some people still know him, out of Buffalo. We were looking at this. We were looking at a couple number ones for this, and I remember when it was $10,000 for the first print, and I might have scoffed in the guy's face. He just doesn't want to sell that. And at the time, it was like probably overpriced by $3,000, and he had 4 copies of them. And now the number 2 is going for $1,580.
Yep, second print. And I'm gonna probably kick myself over passing on the third print was the guy wanted $300 at the flea market. Probably gonna talk him down to $250, but we'll see where this all ends up. Our next book,
you gotta hurry,
was there last week, but Spider-Punk, this 1 in 50, has still had about like 30 or so sales this week, but the prices have been this week about $150 for this raw, whereas last week when it first came out was only about like 90, 80. So it is increased in the values. People like this bubblegum bright yellow cover. This 1 in 50 Spider-Punk. I did get one.
I'm still shocked though.
I am too, because I thought there would be a lot of these, and it wouldn't be anything. But the price, it's still going up. People want it.
And the book sucks too.
Well, I know you didn't like the guts. Meh. But it is what it is. But getting to our Aqualad, as Steve had mentioned, he had sold one. There were plenty of sales this past week. I had at least 60 that I quickly counted, like manually counted over the last week.
Big money. I think I pulled down like $30.
Yeah,
just like
30 up to 40. Look, somebody got $38.95 plus shipping on there.
Yeah, I got to list another one quick.
Quick plus shipping.
That's not last week. April 8th, these were $12, $10 just the week before. So the price jumped pretty much on this, and it's like I said.
And you could still find them. You could find these.
You could still find these. I put this in dollar bin digging, I feel like only a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they were going to announce something. I didn't know we were going to get an HBO Max show, but there you go.
Still after $30. You know that because of the run too, the brightest day. Some people like actually reading that run also. So I don't know. What do you think, Steve? No, yes.
Yeah, I mean it was decent. I mean, John's never does terrible. So
yeah, I like the lead-in better than Brightest Day. Like I like the Blackest Night better, but I'm always a lead-in guy. But we're sticking with DC because this thank you book is still selling very well. This Batman Beyond the White Knight. I guess this is 1 per store. I think this is how they came out.
Yeah.
And almost $300, like $230, $275.
Won't
Over
last.
20 sales.
Won't last.
It's expensive. And it's been kind of consistent over 2 weeks because this is like a 2-week-old book, but the prices have
Right.
kind of remained, and it's still kind of selling at that price for now. But I think Steve's right; it's not going to last.
Check in 2 years. There's so many DC rare. Now this does have a little bit of a shot because it is Batman and it's Batman Beyond, but still, I don't see it at 2 years.
No, it'll go down to like $100 book, $80 book, right? Because people will forget about it
For asking prices, and then it won't even sell. Yeah.
And then we have our new book, our one to watch, which is a new book this week. It got pretty pricey, pretty quick. I like it. I did not get it.
You had to complete. All right.
This is a 1 in 100, so this is going to be a tougher one for you to find. And I don't know how many shops ordered 100 of this Sandman Nightmare book, but you look at this Jenny Frison, it's $235, $250, $300 accepted best offer, all either today or yesterday. Those examples. So this has gotten pricey, and this came out today or yesterday?
Or yesterday, yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I think it depends how she's received with the Sandman series.
Yeah.
The what is it? TV show?
Yeah. I got one.
Yeah.
Already,
so. We'll see where it goes, but right now this thing is selling pretty darn well. It is pretty expensive. So if you can find one, you can make yourself a few bucks. And we are done. Look at that.
We
did 5 and 5.
Steve, thank you for helping out. You got us through it. Pulled off that from 140. I said, "I'll wait till I came out." It's like I'm waiting a while. Yes, I don't know if you're going to be. I think you might be waiting a while. Yeah, I actually have more. If it was between that book and the Black Knight one per fill out survey, I have more faith in that book than I do in the survey book.
Yeah. $225 at Midtown.
Really? I like the Frison better. I think the Frison has a better shot.
No, I have more faith in the Frison holding up a better weight 2 years from now than I do of the Batman one. I don't
Exactly.
What about this one? The James Tinney and the Tiny Onion one. This is what I got in the mail today. This is the Nightmare Gold Foil one for being a Substack founder level.
I would say yes, but since you got it, I'm going to hate you and say no. It's a garbage book.
Yeah,
it's like something is killing the.
Yeah,
joke.
I'm going to say that
last week. I'm like, all right.
What's that?
Yeah, I got rid of that as soon as I could.
Did you?
Yeah,
I probably should have. I just haven't.
209 bucks. 209 bucks.
Yeah. I can get my money back for that Substack.
Tiny Onions. All right. What book are you kissing? Comic book Drip Dog?
What's this? SS 9/8 black cover. Don't know.
Let us know. All right.
Comic book Drip Doggy.
What do you say? Comic book Drip Doggy. That's what I said, right?
Yeah. No, you said Drippy Dog.
At the end, but I'm on. I'm cold medicine.
I know. Well, there we got through that.
So go ahead.
What do we want to run with next?
What do we? Oh, well, we have Steve here for a couple reasons. Steve has got something called Nerd Libs. We could run with Nerd Libs, or do you want to do Nerd Libs, Steve?
Yeah, we could do that.
Let's do Nerd Libs.
All right, give me 1 second.
All right, let's do Nerd Libs. Let's go ahead.
All right, let me switch over. Yeah, I made that with my free time today.
All right, so we are going to be, for those people that don't know what Mad Libs was, very popular growing up. Mad Libs is they get, how do we explain this? They tell you kind of put together a story in like usually it's 1 or 2 sentences. You have to add like a noun, a verb, or something else, and whatever you add in is what. So, Steve,
I think I got an idea how we can make this work.
Okay.
You tell me what we need. I'll put it in a banner so people could sit at the bottom. And then, Marco, you can pick one from the crowd.
Okay, good.
Okay.
But, Steve, you got to crack what.
So, my wife and I, we were in a store a couple months ago, and, this was at the register, and I was like, let me get that. This could be good for YouTube. And we'll see if it is.
Do it. So, whenever you want.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's see if this is fun.
Okay. All right. Let's see if it works.
Okay.
All right, so I need a place.
Ooh, a place. Okay, place, people. Place. Dante, good. Place.
We need a place.
Any place. We can be any type of place.
I know they're going to be on a little bit of a delay from what we put in here, but we could fill for some time.
We can also answer questions too. Like you said, speaking of something is killing children, what do you think long term of Max Slaughter pack versions? I will tell you.
Keep number 1, sell the rest.
There you go.
You even want to open it from that poly bag that they're all in?
Yeah, I'd risk it. I'd risk it.
Seminary school.
Oh, wait a minute. We got 2 Madripoors.
Okay,
we're
Chicago.
Although it's funnier if we
Uranus.
Uranus.
School.
Okay, Uranus.
Uranus or seminary school. I like
Uranus. All right. We need a verb past tense.
A verb past tense. Let me do
example of verb past tense. Pete, please give an example of a verb past tense for the fans.
Verb past like ran, not run, but ran or dug. In the past, something you've already done.
All right, we did died. Okay, we got died from Kenneth Michael.
Poop.
All right, we need an ad.
I like poop better.
I like poop
better. Pooped. All right. You
guys gotta go with the dick and fart jokes are the way to go.
Okay, adjective.
Adjective.
We need to explain what an adjective is.
An adjective is like a descriptive word. My son,
Moon Knight,
in third grade, he goes through all this stuff.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Like smelly, stinky.
Masturbated? That's not. No, that's not.
They're still on.
He's still on the past tense.
They're still on verb past tense.
Red cosmic cry.
Cosmic.
Hold on.
What are we?
Crusty.
Crusty.
Crusty it is. Crusty.
Crusty. All right. Crusty.
Gooey. Gooey was good. Rants.
All right. A type of liquid. Type of liquid. I'm afraid what we're gonna get for this.
You know what you're gonna get with that.
But like, we gotta keep it like PG-16.
PG-13 is fine.
Yeah. I don't want to see no spooge. Nothing like that.
I like rain. It's like angels are splooging all over us. That was a good moment from the Suicide Squad.
All right, should we do blood, antifreeze,
stout,
hydraulic fluid, White Claw?
Wait, you sure?
Tomato
White
juice.
Claw. Who drinks the White Claw? Is that Kyle's drink?
It's Kyle's drink, yeah. Pus.
How about Go-Gurt? Go-Gurt's kind of a what?
Ooh, Go-Gurt's kind of fun.
Go-Gurt or pus?
Oh,
pus.
pus?
I like pus.
Pus, yeah, pus is funny. Okay. Verb ending in ing.
Verb ending in ing. I got to change here, huh?
Verb ending in ing. Huh. So it could be any verb. Doesn't have to be past.
Yeah. Masturbating, as somebody has recommended. Running, swimming,
hydroplasm. That was
cooking,
pissing,
flying,
swimming.
I like pissing.
Okay.
Farting's always a good one.
All right, plural noun.
Ooh, a plural noun. A plural noun would be obviously multiple things like comics.
Necromancing. That's kind of cool. Oh, damn. I wish we would use that. All right.
Well, that's not plural, though.
No, but that was for that. Yeah.
But a plural noun. Something you have multiple. Yeah. Cards, comics, things like that.
Moons,
cars.
Nights.
Trees.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Condoms.
Shards.
I don't know. What do you want to go with?
What do we do? Shards? Okay, shards.
Shards.
Shit, it's a shard.
No, that's sharts with the
All right,
T.
exclamation.
Ooh.
We ought to get we'll get some good answers here.
Exclamation.
You can
shucks.
Yeah, something you would shout out. Like there's so many good comic book ones that you can go with here.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if I spelled exclamation right. I hope I did. There's no spell check in StreamYard.
No.
I don't know if the aim. I don't know if there's an I or not an I, or I don't know. I typed it. It didn't look right.
Ho ho ho. It's kind of funny.
Ho ho ho.
Bunga, that's good. Pogs, that's good.
Spoon. Oh, I like spoon.
Spoon.
I like spoon. Spoon.
Zounds.
Okay. Article. Here we're gonna get in trouble again. Article of clothing. I think I already saw brasiers earlier.
So would panties be out of order?
No.
Sure. No. I mean, that's fine.
Banana hammock. How about a banana hammock?
Hammock. Pete, I like it. A banana hammock.
Ooh, I like Crom too. That's a good Zoinks. Excelsior. They're still on the exclamation. Ooh, we got thong. Oh, Jesus. There's like 3 thongs. All thong.
All right, we better do thong.
It's thong to
Okay.
thong.
Okay. Adjective. Let's see. We had adjective before, didn't we? Can we pick one that we
Did not use before? We could.
Well, just one that we didn't use. Let's see. Gooey.
Neckerchief.
Just use gooey.
How about gooey? We go with gooey.
Gooey's fine.
All right. Verb.
Go back up to our verb list.
All right, we got another verb. This is just I'm assuming a present tense verb. So
we got wet, burnt, moist. What do we like?
They're still going with the adjectives because I typed it in.
Palpitating.
Oh, right.
God. Palpitating.
Slap. Scuff. Thumb scuff. Screaming.
Slap.
Crush.
All right. We'll go with slap. And how about part of the body?
Part of your body?
Part of your body? Oh boy.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we already know where that's gonna go. See when the chat catches up on this one. Biceps.
Athletic style. Good to see you.
Tainty. What's tainty?
Adjective? I think he meant taint, and I like it. Taint. Yeah, he did. He meant taint. Put taint down there.
So how was your
we're gonna do
taint? I don't know. It was a little tainty.
We'll use tainty as the next adjective. How about that? We're gonna say tainty as the adjective. All right, another verb. What were our verbs?
Gorged. I like gorged.
Gorged.
Or dump.
Gorged. Okay, gorged. All right. Another verb.
Dump.
We need another verb.
Dump.
Yeah, go with dump.
Dump. Or scuff.
Dump.
Yeah,
or
go
scuff.
with dump.
Mm-hmm.
Scuff.
Okay,
Okay.
either way.
Animal, plural.
Animal. Give us an animal. Plural animals.
Plural animals. Wish I was a faster typer.
A taint is not a plural animal, by the way.
No, I think that was the body part. It was that was sloths.
We got sloths from two people. Okay. All right, this is the last one. This is the last one. Verb.
Hey, anybody
verb
watching
ending in
ing.
ing.
They ate a porcupine.
Verb ending in ing, folks. Verb ending in ing. Verb ending in ing. We already had it before, I think, but I think it's off.
Yeah, we had this before.
Necromancing. I like it. James Buck, necromancing.
Okay.
That's the one I want.
Necromancing. Okay.
Queefing was good too.
Okay.
Damn. We had some good ones.
Okay, for those of you still watching, we did Mad Libs.
Hey, we're still 30 strong.
I saw it drop from like 33 to 30, but anyway, it's neither here nor there.
DC part of our show, so let's go.
Yeah, they don't want to see the payoff. Right. That's on them.
All right, yeah, that's right. This is called the Black Widow Strikes. So somewhere under a secret shield base in Uranus, 2 spies pooped through a crusty old pus pipe. Once we're inside, we can install the pissing device and learn all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s shards, said the first spy, and they will never suspect a spoon. Somebody's behind me. They've got me by my thong, cried the second spy. A woman's voice said, "What are you gooey boys doing sneaking around down here?" The second spy tried to slap his attacker, but she grabbed his taint and flung him to the floor.
By the taint!
When the first spy tried to gorge, a tainty fist tapped him cold. Only then did the Black Widow turn on her flashlight to scuff her handiwork. You never know what kind of sloths you're going to find necromancing around in the dark, she said. That's it.
I think it works, Steve. I think we got a winner.
I think this is the winner of the segment, if you ask me.
That was brilliant. We'll try. I don't know how we're gonna do it every week. Maybe we'll tape some of these and have a tape segment.
Well, you know, I mean, we have pages and pages. We could go all night with these.
You can come every week.
Yeah, it's whatever you want to come by.
I'm down with you every week. Sometimes you can't take naps, is all you told me. So no, good.
So the good thing is, I cornered the market. I bought all the remaining copies of Avengers Mad Libs, so no other YouTube shows could do this. And you'll have. I'm sending this to see. Well, this copy I'm not sending to CGC because I wrote in it, but I have some others, like this one. I think this one is a 9.8, so I'm gonna express it. All right.
Oh no,
Blue,
you got
green,
impressed.
yes, I think.
You did already? You got impressed? I thought you were.
Yeah, there's like a little. If you see here, we'll do it like the whatnot way, right? I mean, you can see it's nice, clean.
You buy half price.
No bends.
You have a half price cook.
Yeah. But I'll send it to Half Price or Red Hood or one of those guys. They'll take care of it. 9.8. It's a tap in. It's a tap in 9.8.
CGC witness. Good job. All right. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
It worked out. It looks like it worked out. So that was a great seg. Good idea, Steve. That's why you're the best in the business, as they say, the best in the industry.
Yeah,
greatest mind.
Greatest mind.
Greatest mind. That's why you've already cornered the market.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why you've already cornered the market on that. All right. Next up, we've got wait, what do we have left?
Did you want me to open this?
The card, whatever Steve's got to open.
I'm gonna open up a pack of cards now too. It's one card though. It's not.
It's just one card. I didn't realize that.
Oh, good. Oh, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, but Star Wars series.
We'll go with a Star Wars background.
Yeah. Didn't was it JJ who did this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I was talking to Marco and I said, I got this card, and then he's like, "Yeah, it's that card that JJ opened." I'm like,
from you. They didn't give them to me, and then, well,
I can't believe this is one freaking card for like that retails for like what $70 or something.
It's like 60 or 70, right?
Didn't Comic Man Andy do 3 of these boxes too recently? I think he tagged me.
No, he did the Chrome boxes.
The Chrome boxes,
and I'm glad I have you guys with me because I have a feeling like. Even if this is a good card, I may not know who this is.
Hey, look at they're already seeing which person's going to do it next. Is it going to be Absolute or is it going to be MCM? All right, go ahead. What do we got?
All right, let's see. What we got?
But the segment won't work without this group to give us the book, to give us the words. What is that?
Who is this?
Oh, hold on.
McGarden?
Wait a minute.
Oh, it is the Emperor.
The Emperor?
Yeah.
The other guy. Oh, boo.
It's still the Emperor.
Boo.
It is goggle eyes.
I even know who the Emperor is.
Hey, Double J, how much did you get?
What
Double J, how much?
The other guy.
Somebody else looked at. Well, there's more than one. There's more than
2
one
Emperors?
guy. Yeah, there's McDermott and who's
What?
the other guy? It's not
voice
Ian.
actor.
Yeah, it's not. That's not Ian's signature, is it? That
Yeah, it's
doesn't
not
look
Ian
like
McDermott's
It doesn't
signature.
even tell you like who the. I
Turn it
can't
back.
read his signature. Oh, wait a minute. It's Clive Revel,
Go.
the voice of the Emperor.
Well, it's because I was going to say it wasn't McDermott the first time out, right? When it was just whoever just with his goggles, right?
Yeah, that's not the guy. This is the guy from. What is that from?
Well, that was just like the hologram in Empire, right? Like we didn't really see him; we just saw like a hologram.
Is it numbered? The question is it
It
numbered?
just says voice of the Emperor. So, is it numbered? I don't think it is numbered.
Turn the backside over. Let's see what it says on the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see any number.
It's
Up in the left corner.
It
Is
says
there anything else?
AVCR.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like-
the number of the card if you want to try to get the whole set, but
Dang it.
Yeah.
Die, die, die.
That was
he said that line.
That was
Okay.
McDermott, though.
So I don't know whether to be happy or sad or in between,
I
but
think we're in between. We'll have somebody look it up.
I think it's in between.
They're they're stealing that fucking Mad Libs thing. Like right now, there's dudes in chat.
That Mad Lib thing was awesome.
Did you see that shit? They are stealing that seg. That's like stolen.
I'm gonna have to make a fake IG account and troll other people if they steal
Some guy's gonna go, it doesn't really matter who says it first, because we all steal everybody's ideas.
it.
In all honesty, that's what we do. So
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
No one's thought of that stupid of an idea before.
oh no,
which is surprising. I would have thought somebody.
when you told me what I say, I think you thought I was gonna say no shot. I was like, no, it's kind of a good idea.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah, it was a kind of a good idea. Like once Marco said it, I was like, I got it.
on
I
my
got both titles.
if you
I
want
like
it,
this one.
book Steve. If you want it, book Steve. He charges $30 an appearance.
And look, we give credit where credit's due. Yes, I did slap Rennavision on here, but My Bargain Comics
Thank
is
you,
there.
Thank you.
This is where it came from.
Appreciate you having me and not immediately stealing the idea.
Well, now we are stealing the idea, but we put it both on ours. So
Now wait until next week when we do Avengers Boggle. Yeah, on air somehow.
Boggle. Some kid.
Or the game of life.
Are you over on Absolute? By the way, what's going on? I was joking with you.
Ooh,
I was talking about.
I think you might need to be sad about that card.
Why?
I'm
Next.
looking at recent sales. Buy it now, $30.
Ooh.
10 bids at auction for $15.50.
Ooh.
9 bids for $21.50. These are all April 7th and later. Like these are semi-recent sales.
Okay.
So I think that's why JJ was asking if it was numbered, because there is a even 8 out of 10, limited to 10 signatures, $53.
Ew.
Huh.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, I
thought
got it
better.
I got it at the dealer price, so it's like only like $40. So, all right.
All right.
It's like a scratch off.
If
It's
I
like you
tell
got a
them
$2
I'm the
scratch
guy,
off, it says you win $1. Damn it.
if I tell them I'm the first guy to do Avengers Mad Libs on YouTube, though, I might get more money. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got
Maybe I'll
add
sign it
on that
too.
you are
I'll sign
also
the
one of
cake.
the greatest minds in comics, and then
Right.
Forever, book 'em,
I'll sign it.
Book them.
Greatest mind. Yeah.
Book 'em. All the cards are low now. That's what what's Tony saying? Blue Green saying. What was I gonna say? Yeah, book, but go My Bargain Comics. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you're buying stuff, and book him for the Mad Libs. I think it's a new career. Besides the greatest minds of comic, he's also the greatest mind in Mad Libs and YouTube performances of all time.
Yes. Thank you, Airboy. Yes, I will double sign it. Creative Nerd Libs. Yep.
You should pick up a box of. See, this is what he keeps telling me. JJ, you just got to hit him up in the DM and try to, but send him money first, and then see if you can get credit with him to order some stuff. It'd be worth more if it came with a VHS tape. Everybody's in on the joke.
they got jokes.
Everybody's got jokes. Everybody's got jokes. Good to see you, by the way, Matt.
I think we got through everything.
Too sometime.
Unbelievable.
He does do birthday parties. Yes, he does. All right. Is that all we have, or do we have anything?
Yeah, just under 3 hours.
All right.
We made it.
Usually we talk wrestling. We paced it out fast for Steve so that he would not fall asleep during our show because we
And
know
yet we still went 3 hours. It's because of that. You
Taking a nap helped. Taking a nap helped. Yeah.
that Moon Knight ramp got good though. I think that's gonna play.
It did, but still, that was a chunk of our time.
Are still going high. Okay, well that's good. The Galaxy ones, that's what everybody's saying, is still going kind of high. So,
But I guess that's it.
that's it. Thank you to My Bargain Comics and to Steve Horn. It's great. He says he's coming back, but
Thank you.
I hope he does. I can't wait for Steve to come back.
Yeah.
It's almost
all right. It was fun. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh yeah, it was great. You're always great.
It's an open door whenever you want to show up.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for everybody in the chat. You guys are great in the chat. I really appreciate it. You know we do. You guys really do make the show, so we really appreciate it, guys. We'll see you next week, but unless we see you on one of our tape shows or on Sunday,
Maybe we still got to figure out whether we're doing Sunday or not.
I talked to JJ. We're in. All in on Sunday.
All right.
I might be and burping, but we're doing it.
All right, we'll figure it out. So make sure you guys come back on Sunday and tomorrow for Dollar Bin Digging.
Everybody, good to see everybody.
All right.
Later.